Hey, what up? What up? We're live already. All right. Hey, what's up? It's your boy J Rock. I'm here with my special guest. Some of you might have seen him from the last live stream. You like to introduce yourself?
Hey, what's up, fellas? Jesus, aka Cali Gent. We're coming at you guys, like you said, with another live stream. So thank you guys for tapping in.
Yeah, we're gonna try to make it a weekly thing. We're aiming towards every Sunday, and maybe we can add another stream once in the weekdays. That would be good as well. But there'll be one on the Sundays. Will most likely be the one that we're gonna be religiously every Sunday. There's gonna be a live stream. We're just working out at what time every weekend.
Oh, what's up, Matt?
Hey, what up, Matt? We got Matt in the house. We got Dave Sanchez.
What's up,
All
Dave?
right.
How you doing, man?
So today we're gonna talk a little bit about why we collect. What is it about fragrances that we like? Why do we migrate towards them? And once you start collecting, how many fragrances is too many?
What's up, 504? Thank you for tapping in,
Hey,
man. Appreciate you.
yeah, what up, 504? Shout out. Hopefully we'll have him on the show someday soon. We're just talking about we're scheduling it to make Sundays the main day. Hey, Owen R in the house. Check out
What's
Owen R.
up, man? How you
He
doing?
drops a lot of videos. He keeps busy for sure. I found out about his channel recently, and he's very active in the YouTube world. Okay, so we're gonna start off. Let's start off with you. What is it that you actually first? Let's start with what were your first fragrances you got, and what were the first ones you started like buying yourself?
All right. So the first fragrance I actually picked up was Dior Sauvage, and I believe I went ahead and I picked that one up from Ulta. I was just in Ulta with some family. They were looking at a few things, just went over to the cologne section, and I had worn fragrances before, but I mean, the ones that I had tried were like Aqua de Gio, Blue de Chanel, and Dolce and Gabbana Light Blue. So those are just a few I had tried like in my teenage years, and I liked them, but I wasn't really as into it. So I was looking around. I seen Dior Sauvage, specifically the EDP version, Eau de Parfum. I tried it out, and upon initial smell, I just really liked that it was, in my opinion, it was a nice, clean, spicy scent. Like I didn't know too much about fragrances at that point. I didn't know they had notes. I didn't know that they change over time. I didn't know anything about projection, longevity, or anything like that. So, I went ahead and picked it up. I picked up the 100 milliliter bottle, and as I said, I was in Ulta, so I paid, full price, which was like 120. And at that time, I was like, "Hey, what's up, Mr. Cheap Sense? Appreciate you stopping in." And at that point I was just like, I wanted to have it just at that point I only wanted one, something that would make me smell nice, something I could wear to work, and in my opinion that one worked. So I actually started doing a little research. Like I just wanted to find out about different fragrances. So I just went on YouTube and I tapped in Dior Sauvage into YouTube, and the first thing that popped up was going to be a video from Jeremy Fragrance. So he was actually one of the first YouTubers that I started watching, and I started checking out some of his videos, and then I started learning about like notes and projection and everything. So Dior Sauvage was the one that actually got me into fragrances, and interested in collecting them, picking them up and everything. And after I picked that one up, it was just like all downhill, because then I started finding out there was different fragrances for like a different time. You know what I mean? Like there's fall, winter, spring, summer. And I started figuring out that, then, like I said, the main thing that got me interested was that the notes change. So it might start off like spicy, and then you might end up with like a nice, sweet, calming fragrance, or it might start really loud, and then it starts to draw closer to the skin. So that's what got me into it, was that they change over time, and basically it's not going to smell the same as like if you pick up a cheapie. It might stay the same throughout the scent, but there's different fragrances. Like when we get into the niche world, they're more complex and everything, and that's like what got me into it, the complexity of everything.
Yeah, I first noticed that with Spice Bomb because I threw it
Mhm.
on and I was like, eh, and I got one scent. Then like 2 3 hours later, when the
Mhm.
first time I wore it, I didn't pay too much attention. I just paid attention to the opening. Then as I wore it a few more times, I would notice once like we're into 2 3 hours in, I was like, this smells like a completely different fragrance. So I started
Mhm.
paying closer attention to it, and I started noticing that what, it goes through progressions and it changes and so forth. I started noticing that as well.
Was that the first fragrance you picked up?
Um, I think that was one of the first ones that got me into when I started actually collecting. It's not the first fragrance I've ever bought, I've
Mhm.
always bought fragrances since junior high. Junior high, they bought them for me. But once you get to like high school and after high school, once you're 17, 18, I will start buying them myself. Like I wouldn't just be like with my parents, like, oh, let me get this one. I started going with my own money, buying my
Mhm.
own stuff around 16, 17. But I wouldn't call it collecting. I always had four or five like that I would wear. But Spice Bomb was one of the first ones where it was where when I started actually like piling up a collection and buying like often.
Okay. Okay.
I would say it was between Spice Bomb and what was the other one? I can't remember. I want to say it was Percival, but I'm not 100% sure. I
See,
have to
when
go back and look at my videos because I think at my videos I kind of went when I did videos. I didn't collect. I didn't do anything. I just went into it raw. Like I saw a video from Ashton from Jensen's.
Mhm.
I didn't collect fragrance. I had three or four, and I just made a video about buying Spice Bomb, and I just started buying fragrances and making videos about them without knowing much about them. So I just in the videos you see as I'm learning myself what I'm doing. Like I just did a lot of blind buying.
Hey, what's up, Benjamin? I appreciate you stopping by. Hey, fellas, go ahead and do me a favor. Drop down in the comment section what was actually your guys' first fragrance. That way to give us, a little idea. Same thing, like what got you guys into collecting.
Hey,
Like,
what up, man? Yeah, yeah. In the comment section, let us know what you guys what was your guys' first fragrances, and we'll post them up here on the screen.
yeah, man. Like you were saying, fragrance wise, when after I picked up Sauvage, I was still like I'm still very new, but I didn't really know too much, so I just went with like safer choices. I started checking out like like some Freshies as well as like I checked out Dylan Blue from Versace. I always had Aqua di Gio, so I picked that one back up. I got Dolce & Gabbana light blue, so just some safe like for sure fragrances that I would like. But as time went on and I started to do more research, watch more of these YouTubers, give their review and honest opinions, I started like branching out a little bit. So I started to pick up some decants and stuff. And I think my first niche fragrance was actually Aventus. And after I picked that one up, then I
Right,
just started.
right.
It just became like a habit, bro.
Started going for all the more pricier stuff. I
Yeah, and
still, I got a healthy. Mm, I still have more designer than anything else, but I have a few cheapies and a few niche. I would say maybe six, seven cheapies, maybe like 12 niche, and then maybe like 40 designer. Designer's my main thing because I feel I don't know at the stage and my collecting right now, I feel designer is where I get a lot of variety and a lot of things I like. There's
mhm,
a lot of honestly when it comes to the cheapies, there's a few I kind of like, but a lot of them are stuff I won't wear often. I'll wear it a few times and I'm like, hey, it's okay or whatever. But then I'm like, it's not stuff I'm gonna be throwing on much. Like, why would I be wasting my time wearing these $10 fragrances when I bought $60, $70 bottles? Why
yeah,
have those sit there? So those are the ones I tend to wear the most. And I mean, I like the niche ones too. I wouldn't say I don't have a lot of them yet, so I'm still kind of experimenting with those. I am getting a good idea of which ones I like right now from what I have. But yeah, I think for me that I feel like there's a lot of variety in the designer world. And I know a lot of people say, oh, designers they get repetitive, it's the same old, and niche has different stuff. I can't really completely I know that's what the stereotype is at least. I can't completely say it's true or not true because I haven't uh dove deep into the niche world yet. I just have a few. And in the designer world, I'm still at a stage where I still find a lot of new and interesting scents I haven't
okay.
smelled. Maybe once I had
Uh,
300 bottles, I saw other interesting in the designer world. But right now, I'm at like 40 bottles. So when I buy bottles, I still find stuff that's different from the stuff I already have.
all right. Georgia Gent, aka Matt, said Tommy for him was his first one, and then Benjamin went ahead and said Nautical Voyage. I can't Gray Flannel, and then he said he almost quit fragrances after Gray Flannel. 504 said Dracar, if I can remember back that far, maybe Ojin Green Polo. And then
Um,
David,
Great Flannel, I haven't tried. Are you familiar with Great Flannel? I see some videos on it. I haven't watched them, but I see them on the
every time I'm gonna pick it up, every like it'll be like I'm gonna pick it up off Fragrance Net or something, and then I see something else that like I've been wanting to try, so I just put that in the cart. So I haven't tried that one. And then David Sanchez said, I used to wear 3 Flowers pomade oil, but then all the spicy Latinas used to almost molest me. So he was like, "What's up, papi? You like my eyebrows?" I'm like, "Yep." The sharpest skills on point.
Dracar Noir. I used to use Dracar Noir back in like I wanna say around '05. I used to use Dracar
Oh,
Noir. I bought one bottle, went through it. It was cool. I liked it, but I just never got around to buying another bottle.
Mr. Cheap Sense said, "Stay away from gray flannel."
What does it smell like? What are the notes on it? Do you know?
I'm not sure, bro. I haven't even looked into that one. I thought that Benjamin was talking about it, but he just said in general. I'm with you there. I like some gray market around $30 fragrances, but I don't go for the $10 or $20 cents usually. It is pure car exhaust and wool. Terrible stuff.
Yeah, yeah. One of the ones that are around the $10-15 mark that I am interested in is was it Havana White Musk and
I've
regular Musk. They're around
I've
$9, but I'm interested in that one. That's something that I'll have like as an add-on when I make a fragrance net order. Then I'll make an add-on with that. Like when you need those $8 or whatever to get the
Havan Musk. Mr.
yeah,
Cheap says he
Havana
doesn't
Musk.
know,
There
but
you
it's
go. That's the
horrible.
name of it right here. Russell knows what I'm talking about. Javon Musk for men. Yeah, I gotta try that one. I hear good things, and I see it around, and it always piques my interest. But I always skip on it. I always skip on it because I always end up buying something else. But yeah, that's definitely gonna. It's eventually gonna be on my one of my orders for sure. Whenever I'm like $6-7 short from the free shipping mark, I add
You figure
something
something
else
else?
on, and it usually tends to be like a $20-25 fragrance. But eventually, I'm gonna add that one instead.
Mr. Cheap Sense said that he doesn't know the exact notes. He just knows it smells horrible. I'll go ahead and take his word. I'll take his word on it, man. He hasn't let me down so far. I'm gonna have to stay away from gray flannel then. If he's saying it
Yeah,
smells
that's one. I see it around, but it's never really grabbed my interest. Yeah, I heard they're good performers too. The Javon Musk. I gotta
I
try them
haven't
for sure.
I haven't tried anything from specifically from there. Like how you were saying, like you like the designers more. I do like designers, like you were saying, because the more mass appealing. You can pick one up, and you might like off someone's recommendation. Someone could say it might smell sweet, and you might still think it smells sweet, or it might smell clean, and you might have the same opinion. What I've noticed in like the niche world, from I have about maybe 20 niche bottles, and the maybe a little more. I can't remember the exact amount. But what I've noticed is niche is totally like it's subjective. Someone might say it smells really sweet. You might pick it up and it doesn't smell like sweet to you, or it might not even smell sweet at all. Or they can say it smells really clean, or it smells like you have a nice honey tobacco, and you might not pick up honey at all. It's really subjective. And from picking up certain fragrances, I learned that like
Yeah, one thing
people
that
said
I was gonna say one thing that I learned is very important is the environment you're in, like the type of
Mhm.
weather you're indoors, outdoor, all that. It really affects a fragrance a lot more than you think. Like because you get a completely different feel depending on the weather. You might hate a fragrance and later you love it depending on what type of environment you're at or what it is you're doing. It really does affect it. So always keep that in mind. That's there are specific fragrances or specific DNAs that are
They
made
do.
for specific type of situations or environments.
I 100% agree with you, man, because like I like to wear Aventus a lot, and I feel you can wear it all year round. But one thing I noticed is when I wear it in warmer weather, I tend to go nose blind like super quick, like really quick. And then I wore it the other day. I want to say it was like about 60 something, and it was projecting like a beast. Like I could smell it the whole day, especially with the wind. Mr. Chiefsen said, Havan is old school, but they last and really aren't bad. People are just caught up in this new age fragrance hype. Roxanne era. I 100% agree with you, man. No lie. It seems like there's a lot of fragrances coming out with that DNA, like really loud and Roxanne in the opening.
Do you have talking about that? Do you have a specific era or genre of fragrance you like?
So when I would have to say that like out of all the different fragrances I tried, in my personal opinion, the ones that I like, I can pick up and I know I'm gonna like. is like a nice, clean, fresh, like Freshies. I like Freshies, some that are clean, and that's like one of my um, favorite types of fragrances, you could say. But on the same hand, I also like fragrances that lean a little sweeter. That's just my personal opinion. I like a little sweetness to it. I don't mind the spicy notes and everything like that. It makes for a great combination. But I've just found that on some fragrances, they, how do I say, they overdo it. Like I can't remember what fragrance I was wearing, and it was choking me out. And I only had on like 3 sprays. But like you said, it was probably due to the climate and the time I chose to wear it. I was just testing it out so I could do a review on it, and then it didn't just go as planned. But I would have to say I do like Freshies. Those are some that I can pick up, and I know most of the time I'm gonna go ahead and like it. But I like that nice clean scent because I feel you can never go wrong. Like you can pick up a bottle, like on my opinion, of Sauvage. But then again, I just never mind. I just remembered you saying that you didn't like, you weren't too happy with that one, Sauvage.
But yeah, I don't like that strong metallic note. It gives me
Yeah,
it kind of, it just does something like it does something to me that affects me like in a negative way when I smell that
yeah,
strong metallic note. Makes me like not roll my eyes, but almost twitch.
yeah. No,
I,
if fragrance though, I would have to say even over Freshies, it's like sweet ones. I like that sweetness. Like Mr. Cheap Sense just said, he
yeah,
likes the
because he
sweetness.
loves sweet scents.
That's because specifically, like I like like the sweetness like in Lamal. That's a good one that I like. I feel it doesn't overdo it because it has the mint and the lavender in there to balance it out. But I tend to lean towards sweet fragrances or like gourmands. There we go. It's even a better one. Like I like
Okay.
gourmands. They give off a different
Also,
vibe.
'cause he still wears all his Javon fragrances, still rocks them. Yeah, I'm gonna get that one for sure. Those are the two probably. I'm not too interested in the tropical, but on the other two, white musk and regular musk, I'm gonna check out for sure.
I have,
Personally, I don't think I have a. Before I got into collecting, it was probably aquatics. Those were the
okay,
ones
yeah.
I like. I've always liked the smell of sand and the ocean and seesaw and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I've always that scent always felt refreshing to me. Then we live in California. We got a lot of beaches here.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm running around in the sand, it always feels good. Like it reminds me of whenever I smell that. It's usually times I'm in a good mood, having fun, playing volleyball, surfing, whatever. Right?
So the scent connects. Yeah.
Yeah, it connects to like good thoughts, happy like
Mhm.
memories.
Okay. Okay.
So I always like that smell. But as I started collecting, that's always was what I used to buy a lot. And now as I started collecting, since I'm getting a lot of variety of different things, I don't really think I have any specific favorite genre or anything yet. I'm still kind of experimenting and see where my nose takes me basically.
Mhm.
So I would say I like a little bit of everything, nothing specific that's really my jam yet.
Okay. Okay. Um. So what else? Let me see. What I was gonna ask you something. Do you have like a certain fragrance DNA that you don't like? You know what I mean? Like as soon as you read a note or as soon as you catch a note, there we go. Like he just asked a perfect question. What's the worst fragrance? What's the worst frag you guys ever smelled?
Yeah, that's a good question too. Like specific notes. If we get into specific notes, it's hard because sometimes you don't like a specific note, but
And it's
when you put the right
mixed with
people
something
around
else.
it, you like it or you could deal with it. But for me personally, that metallic note, if it's like the main player and that's what I get a lot of, it can turn me off of a fragrance. Like I don't mind it if it's in the background or it's blended with other stuff. But if that's what I get a lot of, I don't like it as much. And I would say maybe rose as well. Because to me, when the rose is
Yeah.
strong, maybe that's just in my head, whatever, your parents, your aunt, whatever, your mom. Like when I get smell a strong rose, I
Mhm.
feel like it reminds me of an older generation, like my grandma or something, my aunt. Like like and it makes me feel like more like a feminine fragrance. But if it's mixed with other
Mhm.
stuff, I do like it. As I bought more rose fragrances, if it's mixed with other stuff, I do like some of them. But some of them just make me think of a older generation, an older person. How about
Um,
you?
the worst fragrance, in my opinion, because I don't like to knock anything. Everyone's taste is subjective, but the worst fragrance I've ever smelled was gonna be from Mancera, and it was Instant Crush. just because like you were just talking about, in my personal opinion, it had the floral notes were too strong. Like, don't get me wrong, it had beautiful projection, longevity. I was wishing that shit. I was wishing it would wear off, man. It was lasting the whole damn day. And I was waiting for it to go away, but I just wanted to continue to test it so I can give my honest review. So I think I gave it a 7 out of 10, and just that was like overall, the price margin was there. It was a great price. I picked it up for $70, 70 to 75. I can't remember, but I picked it up for a great price. It projected really well. Had great longevity, and the opening was pretty nice, but the floral notes, in my opinion, it just overwhelmed the fragrance, and I didn't like walking around like you said, like a bouquet of flowers or something the whole day. And that's for my taste, that's all I got out of it. And like, so I didn't like it. That's probably, in my
What
opinion,
kind
the
of,
worst
is
one.
it like a waxy florals, or like, like iris and stuff like that, or like was it like a more soapy clean florals, or
It wasn't a soapy clean. Like, if it was a soapy clean, I think I would have liked it. Like, to me, it just, how do I say it, maybe, I think it had some rose in there, and like we were talking about, it just seemed like too overwhelming. It was just like in my face. It was like if I was walking around smelling flowers all day. So I I wasn't even trying to pick out the specific type of fragrance it was, like specific notes. I just knew when I put it on that I didn't like it.
it
It
wasn't your
was just,
jam?
nah, man. I had, mm,
Yeah, yeah, that's why you kind of have to. You hear reviewers and you hear them talking stuff, and sometimes they like a fragrance, and sometimes they hate one, and you hear the review and you're like, oh man, based on the review, I'm not even gonna bother. But
mm,
you can be skipping out on something that you actually really like. So you
yeah,
always have to take opinions with a grain of salt. They're just opinions.
hmm,
There's some I hear and they don't like them, and when I try them, I tend to like them, and sometimes they're completely right. I agree with them, and sometimes I completely disagree. You kind of have to experience it yourself, like a movie.
yeah. I agree with you, bro. That's why I always say, like, in my opinion, like, or I try to still give it like a fair review. Just because I don't like something, I still recommend people pick up a decant. I just, like you said, everyone's taste is subjective. So I mean, I still gave it a 7 because, like, overall the notes that were in there, it was still a nice fragrance, but in my opinion, the floral notes were just too strong. So I think I recommended, like, if you really like floral notes, then it could be a 10 out of 10 for you, because I gave it a 7. The price was there, it projected, it had great longevity. It was just, in my personal opinion, the floral notes masked everything else.
Benji says, Bond number 9, Fire Island and Great Flannel. Not familiar with Fire Island. I don't think I heard of it. I heard of
Me neither.
Fire Island, I think. What notes does that have in it, Benji? Because I haven't. I have a few Bond ones. They're okay, but nothing that actually. There's one I really do like. It's Wall Street. That's a nice freshie. It's completely out of left field. It's like no other fresh aquatic I have or I've smelled before.
Hmm.
It's not gonna be for everybody. A lot of people are not gonna like it because the opening is a bit rough. It has cucumber in it, but it doesn't
All right.
smell like a fresh cucumber. It smells almost more like a pickle. And it's not exactly sexy. It ain't gonna drop any panties. But
Yeah.
but you gotta let it dry down and mix with, let it work, do its thing, and mix with other notes. Give it, I'll say maybe 45 minutes, somewhere around there, and it starts developing into something that I really enjoy. And me personally, I find it fresh and but at the same time unique, because it's hard to make a fresh aquatic scent that's something you haven't already smelled before, because there's so many of them out there, and that one
No.
does that. But again, it's not gonna be for everybody. I remember, I think it was Bowtie Fragrance guy that said, "Oh, I smelled this and it smells like a wet dog." And I was like, I could kind of see because the opening is a little rough. It's you gotta kind of tolerate the first 30 minutes or whatever. To me, it's not off-putting enough where it made me quit on the fragrance. I still wanted to try it out, and I really
Hmm.
enjoy it. The other bonds I have, they're okay, but they're nothing to write home about. Nothing like to get too overexcited over. But that wash rate, I do like it. I did find it unique, and it gave me that what I would consider a niche vibe. I was like, you know what, this feels niche. This feels unique, different, interesting. It didn't just feel like something I could have got off of a $30 fragrance.
Okay. No. Yeah. I get what you're saying, man. But like you said, once you smelled a certain DNA a certain amount of times, like you said, you want something new. Like, don't get me wrong. When you're first starting out, you're first collecting, you're like, okay, you tend to pick it up because it smells like the ones you already smelled. Like, oh, you know, it's gonna be a nice, safe bet. But once you smell like a maybe like 10 of the ones with the same different DNA, then you just start to have a different taste. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I totally get you. It's like I never owned a bottle of CK1. You know what? I'm gonna buy one. I'm gonna order one. It's pretty cheap. But I did smell it a lot in junior high. I was in junior high around 95, and that's around the time it came out. A lot of guys, a lot of girls, more, I think more girls that I knew wore it than guys. But a lot of people wore it, and it was a familiar scent. I couldn't even tell you how it smells like anymore. I could vaguely remember. I haven't smelled it in a while. But I remember it being popular. I was more into the Aqua di Gio crowd than the CK1 crowd. But I think they had similarities from what I remember. They were kind of
Okay.
similar. White florals with some citrus. And I remember, where was I going with that? Oh, that when I tried Silver Mountain Water, I thought it was a. I like the scent. I don't think it's worth like $150 for a bottle, but it kind of reminded me of those of CK1
Okay.
of
So you got the
Joe.
same
Yeah,
vibe.
and it's how you said. I think I was just burnt out on that type of scent DNA because I wore Aqua di Joe for so many years, probably like 10 years, probably from like around 16 to like 26. So when I smelled it, I was like, oh, like it's not unique or interesting to me. It's
Yeah.
nice, but it smells like something I smelled a lot of already in my life. So that kind of, I think that worked against it. Had I smelled Silver Mountain Water
First.
or Aqua di Gio before all those, I probably would have said the reaction I got with Aqua di Gio when I was like, damn, I go, this smells good.
Yeah.
And I was really pumped for it. And I used to keep buying bottle after bottle. If I had not smelled that and I smelled Silver Mountain Water, I probably would have had that same reaction, like, "Oh, this is good, it's fire." But since I had smelled a lot of things that are similar, I was kind of like, "Oh, this DNA is kind of played out for me already," and where I'm at in life, fragrance wise. So I think that's one thing that worked against me for that Silver Mountain Water. And I was looking at the years. I noticed CK1 came out in '94,
Mhm.
Silver Mountain Water '95, and Aqua di Gio in '96. So I was like,
Yeah.
that
So
was the era where those that was the scent
most
DNA
popular.
style.
Hmm.
And also, I was like, it kind of made sense.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. That's why especially when I'm picking up like let's say an expensive fragrance, I try to give it like maybe I try to wear it for a couple times out of the week for a few weeks, if that makes sense, so I can give like an honest opinion. I can see because you might wear something one day and you know you might really like it, but like you're saying, it might become repetitive soon. I like scents that stand out. That's like if I like it, I don't really care what people think. Like if you get a nice compliment, or, oh man, shit. All the excuse me one second. I don't know who's calling right now. Hello.
Live in the rec right there. We'll put him on mute so we don't give him his privacy right there. Is it on mute? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, guys. So you guys ever have that feeling where you like a scent DNA and you don't like it any worse after 3 or 4 years? You don't like it any worse, but you're just kind of tired of it. You're like, it's still a good scent, but it's time to move on, try other fragrances. For me personally, like, you ever have that happen to you guys? Because that's how I felt with Silver Mountain Water. I was like, it's nice, but I feel like it's too familiar, something I smelled a lot of times, so it's not something I would drop that type of money on just because I smell so much similar things. Kind of like we got the blue craze now. At that era, you had that craze of that, whatever you would call that DNA, citrusy white florals. That was going down because in the '90s it started the whole aquatic thing, and
All
then
right. I want
mhm. Well,
to get your opinion on something cool on something just because. Hold on.
yeah, man. So let me know, guys, what is it about fragrances that you migrate to that grabbed your attention, got you to be really into collecting or into fragrances in general. Like me personally, I've always liked fragrances. I have a lot of friends that always have one or two. They have like their signature scent. They
Yeah.
finish it, buy another bottle the same, and so on and so on. I was always one of the guys. You always had your friends that had like one or two bottles and they wore the same thing over. Then they had
Yeah.
their daily driver. Then they had their special occasion weekends one, their club, their party one.
Yeah.
The Saturday and Sunday they wear one fragrance, and during the week they wear the other. Now me, I always had there was always two camps. There was that camp, and then there was the camp that had 6 or 7 fragrances. They had variety. I was always in the
Did,
group that had 6 or 7. I always had like a few.
did you see what Mr. Cheap Sense just said? He said, I like Versace Loam now. The dry down is a nice vanilla, but he said I didn't like Versace Loam at first. It smelled like a pissy mattress. So
Oh yeah,
taste does change. Yeah.
you don't want to smell like a pissy mattress, man. A lot of people say that about Figment, man, from a Maj. I could kind of see what they're saying. I like it, but it does depend on what weather you wear it in. But I do get what they're saying when they say it smells like just piss, because it smells like real moist soil, and then it has
Okay.
a lemon note on there with that moist soil and lemon. So I kind of smells like if somebody that pissed on dirt somewhere. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like I could kind of get that. Like so, I know where they're coming from. But I think on that one on a to me on a cold rainy day, that just works. But yeah, it's
Okay.
not very versatile. It's very limiting in my opinion, and type of situations you were worried for is very limited. You wouldn't reach for it that often. It had to be like a cold rainy day when you're gonna be doing a lot of walking. You're not gonna be in your car. You know,
Yeah.
like, you're gonna be walking around wherever it may be. Because if you're in your car, then the rains, that's not even in play anymore, and you're just
So it
smelling
just
the
yeah.
solo smell.
You know
That's
how you know
that's
how
a smell that I've always liked. I've always liked that wet grass, wet dirt. I always used to play football since junior high and high school.
okay, so it
Look, it
reminds you.
rains. You're calling out your homies. Hey, it's raining today. We have to throw a game. We have to play when it rains. So we all meet up at the high school to go play, and everybody would be on board because everybody used to love playing when it rained. It was more of an experience. You're coming home full of mud and your shirt and clothes are wet. You feel like you just want to battle with your homies against another team. So
I wanted to get your opinion on something real quick.
Mhm.
I've been tagged in this video twice now, and I recorded it, but I haven't been able to post it. So I wanted to see if you wanted to cover it real quick. Well, we got a few other reviewers in here. They might
Okay.
have. I know a few of them have done it. What is your guys'? Let us know down in the comments. What is your guys' opinion on clone houses? Because you know how
Oh,
we were talking about similar DNAs, so it kind of fits in. Um, what do you think about clone houses? What's your
that's
like
a good
honest opinions?
that's a good topic, guys. Like Matt says, you're checking out the chat, support the channel, hit that like button, guys. And let's get into the nitty gritty right here. We're gonna get into some hard hitting questions. Any questions you guys got, we'll answer them on the. We're gonna go completely off topic of what the title was. We're
It's good.
gonna answer any questions up in here that you guys got. As the channel grows and we get more viewers, also let me put this out there right now. When we start getting more viewers, anybody that has a channel and want to join the live streams, I'm gonna start doing when we have people watching, I'm gonna put the link on the chat. So you guys just click that link and you're gonna join the video. You know what I mean? You're gonna join the live chat with us. If you're interested in doing that, the link will be there up for grabs for whoever wants to click on it and join. Not right now, but down the road, that's what we're gonna do. And we'll have one person on at a time, kind of like a podcast. One person will
All
come in,
right, hey,
have
that'd be dope.
10 minutes, 15. Then if another person clicks the link, we'll slowly, we'll finish the 15 minutes with that person and let the next person in, and we'll kind of do that. That way, other people that watch this channel could get to know about your channels. You give a introduction about, represent your channel and so forth, so they could know where to find you. Basically, we'll do that as maybe in a month or two once we get a few more once when more people will watch and stuff and people are willing to participate, because that's one of those things where I could put the link there, but what if nobody clicks on it? You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have to have a few viewers and people willing to participate and wanna hop on for 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And we chop it up and answer the chat's questions. So stay tuned for that. That's in the near future, guys. Okay, so clone houses. I
Yeah.
personally, I have two. I don't really have an opinion on it, but I have my own personal, like I'm not against it or for it, but I have my own opinion for myself. That like the way I collect. To me with clone houses, it would depend a lot on the price. Like, cause I like collecting. There's fragrances I like wearing, and then there's fragrances I just like collecting. Like if I buy
Yeah.
Armani Code, whatever, I want the whole collection. So even if I don't like the other ones, I kind of want to collect them anyways. So that has to do a lot with the bottle design and so forth. I want it in the collection. And then now with clone houses, you don't really get bottle signs. A lot of times you just get a regular decant. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't with clone houses. I wouldn't buy them necessarily for collector reasons. Those I would buy specifically just to try
To
out a
use.
scent before I buy the more expensive, the real version, right? So I think there's definitely a place for them. I do think they're needed in the fragrance game. That they have to be there because it's a way to experience things. Kind of like a test drive. You give a test drive. If you like it, you go and buy the real deal. You know what I mean? So I
Mhm.
think they're good. They're good for the game. They're definitely to be there. Not only that, it helps the more expensive new brands because they're kind of marketing your stuff out there. They're like,
Yeah.
this fragrance, if you like it, they're throwing out, they're marketing it for you. If you like it, you're gonna go buy their stuff. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I
Yeah.
think that's in that way, it's a good thing. But there's some things that I'm not a fan of. Like I've seen some clone houses sell their interpretation the same price as the real thing. Now, when it comes to
Okay.
that, I'm like, if it's the same price, you might as well just buy the original. You know what I mean? The whole point
Yeah.
of the clone house is to sell it to you at a more affordable price.
Reasonable price. Yeah. I would have to agree with you. I'm like, how do I say, split. I don't own too many, like you said, fragrances from clone houses or anything, just because, in my personal opinion, I like, how do I say it? If I can get the real thing, I'm gonna go ahead and get the real thing. Just in my personal opinion, I'd rather try the real thing first, then go and maybe pick up the clone and see if it resembles. Just so
Mhm.
that way I have something to compare it to. Now you might say you do it vice versa. You might like the clone more than the original, and if that works for you, then shout out to you and just do you. But there is one house that does like its own impressions of stuff that I'm eager to try, and that's the house of Central Obsessions. My buddy Kevin, I heard nothing but great things about his fragrances, and he's been pushing out some fire. So I actually have a package coming from him that I'm really looking forward to get because I heard he takes his own spin on them and even improves some of them. And I've heard nothing but good things about them. And if you can get them at an affordable price, that's why I would say I'm like kind of for them. If you can get a similar scent and you're okay with maybe smelling 90% similar and that works for you and you're getting the projection and longevity, then go for it. But it's just I've tried other clones of Aventus and it doesn't work for me. Once I've had that,
The
I
real
just keep
one.
the real deal. I compare it back to it, and it doesn't work specifically for me. But like I said, I'm all for them because they give people a chance to experience certain fragrances that they might not be able to otherwise.
Yeah,
And the price points there, if you're able to, you might be able to pick up maybe like 4 or 5 different ones for the price of one or niche bottle. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
you
yeah.
get more variety too.
Exactly. Yeah. If the price difference is how you just said, if the difference is to the point where I could buy four clones or one real one, see that's to me that's like priced accordingly, and that's how it should be. But if they cost about the same, I think that I don't know. I'm not like with that idea. I will probably I will probably skip those if that makes sense.
Dude, look at this troll right here.
Which one? Let me see.
Panda. Damn.
Hey, we gotta
Hey
keep
man.
it PG, guys.
Hey, I don't judge, man. The subscribe and the like buttons down in the link in the comments. Go ahead and hit it, bro. If
Hit
you guys
that
want to
like
support me
button,
and
bro. Hit that like button.
you're gonna take me to 100 subscribers, let's do it, bro. Let's get it.
We appreciate your support, man.
Yeah, man. I don't judge. You can like men, women, both. Whatever you want to be. Cool. Just hit that
Uh,
subscribe button. And I'll
we got
rock with you.
the Cali boys up in here. We don't need any fragrances. What are we talking about?
Hey, as long as they subscribe and like, I'm not even tripping, man. uh,
Yeah, man. I just need some speed stick to get that funk out of there, and I'm good. I'm good to ride.
hey, the opening in which fragrance, Mr. Chief Sense? He said, Panda said, yes. Six.
I would say,
Like,
you know what? Right now, we're talking about the clone houses. One thing I noticed about them, I have like three or four duo. fragrances. One thing I noticed about the clone ones compared to the original, so I have a few that are imitations of Amouage fragrances, and then I went, like you just said, then I went and bought the real bottles, you know, because I like them enough. I found them interesting enough, you know, I found them unique. But they really got me because of that. I found them real unique. But one thing I noticed is they're very linear. The clones kind of stay in one lane. They just stay with. They don't do a lot of progression like the originals do. At least with these dual ones, the ones I tried, I noticed they kind of from the opening they slightly change a little bit, and then they just stay that way through the rest of the fragrance, and they don't go through a lot of progressions. So the original Homage one, at least with the Homage clones, the original Homage ones have a lot more depth. They go through progression, and those don't. They kind of stick more to what the heart of the fragrance is, so they don't get like an opening and a dry down that much.
So, do you find, like, in your personal opinion, because everyone's subjective, but like how you were just stating, what I think is when they're making their interpretation or their clone, whatever you want to call it, they tend to hit, they try and make the fragrance what everybody loves. So, like Aventus, you know, that the pineapple, the birds, and everything like that. It's both subjective. People love the pineapple and Aventus, and then you have, I think it's called Parfums Vintage, which they have, like, I forgot what the name of the fragrance is, but basically it focuses on like the main notes of Aventus, which is like or pineapple. Everyone likes the pineapple and Aventus. So do you find that they tend to try and pick out the notes that everybody loves and tries to make the fragrance last like that?
Like make the notes that people like stand out more than the other notes.
Yeah.
So they slightly tweak it.
Hmm.
I couldn't say because I haven't wore a lot of cologne to be honest. Just those that I told you, those duos, and those were kind of basically given to me by somebody. So I already forgot their name. I was gonna give my actually I wouldn't even know if they would want to shout out, but I can't remember their name. But they I have a bunch of people have given it for free. Uh, decants and samples and a bunch of other stuff. I just haven't got around to making videos of them or to giving people shout outs because I have so many other stuff I'm trying out and I'm reviewing. I don't want to just show them and lie about how they smell so when I haven't gave them a proper wearing, you know what I mean? So I wanna
Man,
by the time I do the
yeah.
videos, it's like a year later, I already forgot. About Abraham Bolos, if you guys are familiar with his channel, yeah, shout out to him. He sent me a few decants, a few samples, like those 3 mil samples. That's one I remember for sure was him. And there was two other guys that sent me. I have a bunch of little like 2 3 mil samples, and I just can't remember the names. I'll definitely try them all out. There are a lot of more expensive niche stuff that I'm not familiar with. So, but I haven't worn them, so I can't even give an opinion on them. I haven't even smelled them on the thing. They're still in the little bags they send them to me in.
All
Guys, I
right.
haven't forgot about you. I do appreciate it. It's just that I have a lot of stuff, and you know you're busy with your day-to-day things, so I just haven't got around to all that stuff. But it's there and it's appreciated, man. You know, anything like a sample, 3 mils is more than enough to get a rough idea of what you're getting. That definitely helps because that also will help me decide I might miss a gem that I didn't even know I wanted. You know what I mean?
But like you're saying, man, I agree with you. It is hard when, like, and that's something that we were gonna cover as well. Like, how much when you're collecting, how many is too much fragrance wise, and like, I'll do an unboxing and a first impressions video. So you know, I'll do my first impressions on it. And if you do an unboxing and you have 3 fragrances there, you give your first impression. Now you still got to go back and give an honest review. So now you got 3 different fragrances that you got to test throughout the week. And I like to give them more than one wearing. I like to give them at least, in my personal opinion, like a good, at least a solid 4 different times where I wear it, because I can kind of gauge like, okay, how long the projection, how long the longevity and everything was. I don't like to just base it off one time wearing it, so I like to give it like 3 to 4. But then think about it, you just unbox 3 and give your first impressions on 3. So now you got to do that for 3 different fragrances. So your first impressions might be like 2 weeks ago, and then you might have the full review. You know what I mean? It's just it depends. So it's not as easy as it looks. You know what I mean? I started out as a collector, but I figured out I'm more of an enthusiast. I used to want the whole collection for fragrances, but now I don't give a shit. I just want what makes me happy. I agree with you, bro. That's like a great point of view, man. Like you were saying, like, you know how you like to collect the lines. I do like to collect the lines too, but if I can, this is my thing. when I'm figuring out what I want next to add to my collection, it goes based on, for me at least, it tends to how do I say it, like lean towards, is the fragrance discontinued? Because there might be a fragrance that I really want that I can get any day out of the week. So if there's a gem that pops up and I want to have it, I'm gonna swoop it up. Like recently, I just picked up Aqua di Gio Isenza. I'm not sure how you pronounce it exactly, but
Yeah, yeah,
it's discontinued. So there was a fragrance that I was looking at. I wanted to pick up Coach for Men, and I can still pick it up off Fragrance Net. So I went with Aqua di Gio Isenza, even though it's a little more expensive, just for that discontinued factor. Because I like to smell unique, I like to smell different. You know what I mean? And if ever
yeah.
the Coach is
Also,
already out
it's
here,
nice. Yeah, it's nice to have in your collection. Like for example, I collect books, right? So there's a lot of books that are discontinued, out of print, no longer
mhm,
available. So it's good to have. It's nice when you do the book collection video. I do book videos like that on another channel, and you have a few books that nobody else has and are super rare.
yeah,
And those are the ones that get the most comments. Like, oh, I can't believe you have so and so book. Like
yeah,
even if it's not the greatest story, the point is it's hard
the,
to find
the book, yeah,
it. Yeah, so it's like
yeah, man,
I'm like that too. If I see a fragrance that I know is discontinued and it kind of got some hype, I tend to want to pick it up just because it's nice to have on the dresser or wherever you put your fragrances at, to see that bottle or two that not anyone can get a hold of. It's like
hmm,
yeah, you have the money, you might not be able to find this because
yeah,
it's not around anymore. So that's
like
always kind of
mhm.
cool to have in your collection something like that.
I want to say I have five or six discontinued ones, and I'm still gonna be doing like full reviews, but just to drop like a couple of them, I have the Aqua de Gio Isenza, and then I just picked up Fruity Oud from Roja, and then I have my favorite. This one's my most favorite. It's gonna be Straight to Heaven Extreme by Killian. So that one was discontinued recently, and then I also have what are the ones that I have? The Roja, the Aqua de Gio, Straight to Heaven Extreme. There's like two more fragrances in my collection that have. Oh, I'm picking up Lost Cherry from Tom Ford.
Sure,
What's
yeah,
the
that
last?
one I wanna try that one, but I just ordered. It should be. It's already here. I just didn't go to the post office today. From Kevin Hall. Shout out to Kevin from Central Obsessions.
Yeah.
I just ordered that Lost Cherry from him. I'm gonna try it out, see how I like it, and
Hey,
depending on how much I like it, I might go for the real. I kind of want to get the real one, but I was like, might as well try this one first. But
I
I'm
heard
waiting
it
for
smells
the
fire,
second one.
bro.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people say it smells good. I'm waiting. The Lost Cherry and the Lavender are two I want to try, but I gotta find because the Tom Fords are kind of expensive, so I'm looking for a price I'm good with. Like I have to be down with the price because like $200
Yeah.
for 50 mil, that's out.
I
For me personally,
I I picked up a I picked up 100 milliliter that I'm gonna be getting. Hopefully it'll be sent. Hopefully it's gonna be sent out Friday, so I should have it next week. But I picked up 100 ml for a good price, so I can decant you
Lost
some.
Cherry.
Yeah, yeah.
All
I
right,
picked up
we'll
Lost
talk later.
Cherry and
We'll talk later. See, we work out a deal for a decant. Give me a
all
10
right,
mil.
sounds good, man.
Yeah,
Mr.
that'll
Cheap
give me
Sense
a
said,
chance to compare it as well to compare to the.
yeah, I like doing those videos. Mr. Cheap Sense said, Central Obsessions is fire. If he can keep putting out hits of popular fragrances, my whole collection will turn into his brand. I heard nothing but good things. And another one, Andy Warhol, bro. That's one I'm really been wanting to try. I heard that one's fire too. Andy Warhol from that Kevin put out. So
Yeah, I just
shout out
ordered
to
that one
Kevin.
too. I just ordered that one too. If I like it, I'll buy a bigger bottle. I bought yeah, 50 mil, but if I like it, actually, a 50 mil will last me a little while.
Yeah,
But once it's done, I'll definitely, if I like it, I'll order another one. Because that one is for sure one I'm never gonna buy, not even a decant of the original, because it's just so hard to find.
yeah.
And that one, a big reason it's overhyped. I haven't tried it, so I can't say it doesn't smell good or it does. That's not even what I'm trying to say right now. What I'm trying to say is a big reason why it's as hyped as it is because it's a big collector's item. If you see
Yeah.
the bottles of big collector's item, it has the picture of Andy Warhol. It's a nice bottle. I could guarantee you, people are selling that bottle empty by itself for like over $100. It's a nice
That's
collection to have, especially for
back to the yeah.
fans of art, fans of Andy Warhol. That's something they're gonna want.
But yeah, and like that just relates back to the discontinued factor, bro. It just seems people want what they can't have. Like the other day I was on one of the Facebook groups and I seen, what was it? It was a Gucci Envy, I believe it was. Envy or Borom. I can't remember which one, but it was going for like 100 and something, 150. Someone picked one up for, and it was just like a little. I can't remember the exact exactly how many milliliters it was, and it wasn't even brand new in the box. So I mean, people are like, it's that discontinued factor, and that's what gets me too. That's the same reason I picked up Tom Ford and everything like that. The Lost Cherry. It's just that discontinued factor.
Yeah, yeah, no, I hear you. Yeah, definitely. Also, especially as a collector, when you collect stuff, you want to have like rare stuff that other people don't have in their collection, because that
Exactly.
separates your collection from theirs. That makes yours more unique or different.
Yeah, man. I was looking for Straight to Heaven Extreme by Killian. I want to say it took me like I had just missed it. They were still selling them, and then
Mm.
like by the time I caught on to Killian, because I was barely coming up in the niche world. So by the time I got to like Killian and everything, it was already discontinued. So you were still able to kind of find them. And then I was like, man, 300. It was like Killians are hard to find at a discounted price, but I've
Yeah,
been finding them for pretty good deals. So that Straight to Heaven Extreme was going for like retail price 310. And then I was like, I'll wait a little bit and see if I can hop on it because I had just ordered some fragrances. Man, that shit went up to like 330. Should have fucking should have got it
yeah,
the
yeah.
first time.
Killians are pricey. I only have one Killian. It's the Killian Bark on the Rocks.
How was that one? I just got in the mail today, but I haven't opened it.
Okay, watch. I have two opinions on it. I had my initial opinion, then I kind of changed my mind on it. Cause when I
Uh-huh.
first put it on, one thing I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't last very long. It lasts about 3 to 4 hours. It doesn't last long, but it's a elegant scent. It's very
Okay.
high class, like for someone, in a suit type of
All
situation.
right.
But at first I was like, you know what? I go, it's okay. I don't know if it warrants its price tag. But then I bought a watch. This is the part where I kind of changed my mind on it a little. I bought some other fragrances that have boozy notes like vodka, tequila, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Tried those
Compared it.
out. Then I tried the Killian one again, and I was like, you know what? I go, this one compared to these other $34
Yeah.
ones, I go, it smells a lot more realistic. I go, this
Uh-huh.
smells like I got a bottle of vodka on the rocks, and I'm just smelling a cup, and I'm
Mhm.
just smelling it. I go, this smells a lot like that. I go, so it did what it's trying to accomplish. It smells like more authentic compared to those other ones. So if you go by that, the quality and the realism, that's there for sure. It's
Uh,
what it's supposed to be.
Benjamin or Senstar just said people are charging $500 for those Andy Warhol by Bond #9, and I'm not even sure if it was new in the box either. Hey, what's up, David? Appreciate you stopping back in, man. Dude, see, that's what I'm talking about. It's that discontinued factor because like I said, when I picked up that Killian, the I got a decant first, and I liked it so much that I had to pick up more. I had to pick up more than one. So I ordered. I want to say I picked up four brand new in the box, just because the price you were gonna pay brand new in the box versus the tester price was $30 difference, $25 difference, including shipping. It was only like $30. So I was just like, I might as well get the four of them because I was getting a great deal. So I might as well pick
Yeah,
these up while I can for a great price, and then be able to bless someone else later, or be able to just have it there if I go through it quickly, or if I decide to sell it later on. I had it right there in my collection.
yeah, but no, that part you said, that discontinued factor that makes it a more rare collector's item. That's a big reason why the price is up. Because
Hmm.
I guarantee you, it's not just um, it's not just fragrance people that are buying that bottle. The collectors that
Collectors.
collect
Hmm.
artists, they collect Andy Warhol stuff. They're jumping
Hmm.
in there. They don't even collect fragrances, but they want that piece because it has his face on it and it has his name. So you have other people going in there and they're offering, they're driving up the price because they're offering like higher prices because they don't know like what a fragrance would be worth or not. They just know they want the bottle that has Andy Warhol. So they drive up the price on something that might have been $300, and then you have this new other crowd coming in also wanting them, and they drive up
The
the price.
price
Now
more.
you have more people wanting it. You know what I mean? You have two different groups wanting it, so the price goes up. How they say when something discontinued, the more the interest goes up, the more the
Yeah,
price goes up.
100%, bro. I think, and speaking on collection wise, like the way I do my collecting, or like how I decide what I'm gonna pick up,
You want some ice cream?
Right now, go play. The way I decide like what I'm gonna pick up, or basically how I do my collecting, or how I even pick up my fragrances, is all based on price wise. So I found that right now we're in the fall winter time. You right now, this is the best tip I can recommend for you guys, those who are watching. Pick up summer fragrances and spring fragrances right now, just because the suppliers who ship these out, sell these and everything, they're gonna be discounted. They're gonna be a lot lower because everyone's going after what's for fall, what's for winter right now. Why? Because that's what's most popular. They're watching YouTube videos and what's going on YouTube. Best top 10 for fall, best top 10 for winter, best boozy fragrances, best date night fragrances.
That's
So the price is going to be higher on the winter ones and on the fall ones. So hop towards the spring and the summer
that's
right now.
great advice. That you know what
Pick
that
up,
reminds
yeah.
me of? The saying I always used to hear growing up. They say you're looking for leather jacket, you're looking for expensive sweater.
Mm-hmm.
I always buy them during summer. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly. No,
looking
lie,
for
bro.
a jacket, a
Exactly.
sweater. Always buy it
Huh?
during summer because they're gonna have specials because they can't
Oh,
get rid of their jackets and sweaters. I remember that
100%, bro.
back when the starter jackets were in style. Buy them during summer, you get them cheaper because those were expensive and everybody wanted
Yeah,
them. So
no
you buy
lie.
them during summer, you get like 30, 40% off.
Hmm.
So you always hop
Same
on
thing with
that.
fragrances.
Yeah, it's
So
just
that
it reminds me a lot of what you just said right now with the
yeah,
fragrances.
so that's how I do my collecting, man. And I found I'll be able to get better. I'm Kevin's cheerleader, Andy Warhol from them is great. Hey man, if
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
vouching for it, then I really want to
Yeah, I'm
check it
gonna
out.
pick it up tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, I'm gonna pick it up. Can't wait to
I
check it
definitely gotta
out.
check it out. I
Yeah,
like to
mhm.
pick up fragrances that, especially like Mr. Cheapens is a, how do I say it? He's very blunt. That's what I love. He's honest. He's not gonna sugarcoat nothing. If something's fire, he's gonna say it's fire. If he doesn't like it, he's gonna say he doesn't like it. That's why I love to pick up things that, like, people that are can keep it real. Not so much reviewers, but people who actually are honest and keep it real. And shout out to Mr. Cheap Sense, bro. If you guys are looking for some fragrances, check out his channel if you're not subscribed, because he gives 100% honest feedback, and that's what I love, man. What you see is what you get.
I'm
He's
gonna
not
tell you guys
here.
something. If you guys are new in the fragrance game and you're looking to watch channels, there's a lot of channels out there, but I'm gonna tell you, when it's like reviewers that have a lower subscription count, they don't have like any motivation to lie. You know what I mean? Like some
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the channel they have connections or whatever. They don't want to offend anybody. Like I get free bottles from this person, or I'm friends with this person, so they don't want to offend anybody. So they're trying to be polite. So they're less willing to bash anything. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
someone that has a smaller channel, you don't have any of these friendships yet or any connections, so
yeah. You're
you're
gonna be
likely to
honest.
just say the truth. You know, like
Yeah,
that's one thing I noticed. You're more likely to just sell it how it is. There's some big channels like I know Ash and Dave,
yeah. Shout out to him. Keeps it real.
Fragrance Bros. I
Mm.
think them two are pretty honest. I think they just as much as they give credit to fragrances, they also let you know if they were not happy with a purchase or whatever, right? So I like
That's
those
yeah.
channels. I think they're pretty legit. And even when channels, they have friendships, they don't want to offend people or whatever. They might know the perfumer or whatever. Um, I don't see anything wrong with them not bashing it, because I mean
Mhm.
we're grown men. Just what's most important is, yeah, it's cool to hear the person's opinion just to see, kind of get an idea of what they like and don't like. But what the most important is the description. Like with
Mhm.
Jensen's, I could tell you there's one thing I really like about his channel is when he describes something, then if I buy it, it's like the based on his description and what I picture in my head, what he just described. When I buy, does it smell anything like what he just described to me? And if it sounds accurate, I go, that's all I care about is like his description is gives me a good idea of what to expect when I'm
Mhm.
ordering something. Now, whether he likes it or not, that's just something completely different.
Yeah. No, I get it. 100% agree with you, man. I get what you're saying. But like you just emphasized, the smaller channels, in my opinion, is where like you said, is where it's at. Because I mean, when I'm doing my stuff, like I'm spending my own cash. You know what I mean? I don't have to impress nobody. But so I give my honest feedback. I either like it or I don't. So that's the thing. It's just
Exactly. Yeah, when you're spending your money on something, yeah, if you're displeased with it, you're gonna let it be known, like what, this was a waste of money or this wasn't, because how you said, you spend your money, you're not there to impress anybody. You're gonna let it be known if you weren't happy with your purchase. And it's kind of like I remember this because I'm gonna say this. I'm not saying with all little kids, but with some little kids, I know sometimes you buy them like new shoes or something. They don't fit them. Do they fit you right? Walk around in them. Do they fit you?
Oh,
Yes, yes. And it's like if they don't fit you right, just say that's fine. We'll go get some your size,
yeah.
size. And they don't want to say if it doesn't fit because they think that you're gonna return them and they're not gonna get anything anymore. It's like you're still gonna get them. We're just gonna change them for another size. And sometimes they will lie and they'll be walking all uncomfortable.
Yeah,
They don't
I know.
fit. And you say they didn't fit. We would have just
Hey,
traded them for other ones.
what's up, Mr. Miami? How you doing, man?
What up, man? Neo in the house. Hey, we gotta talk about that video you did with Ash and George. Man, they were looking pimped out. Did you see
I
the
seen that one, bro.
you saw
I
the
seen
Versace
that.
shirts they were rocking? Man, those shit look fire, homie. Those shit were looking pimping. That was a real good video. It was very highly entertaining.
I like that one. I tuned into that one too. That was cool, man.
Yeah, how was that how was that oud liquor? That didn't look like you guys were struggling with it. They looked like they were struggling a little.
Mr. Cheap Sense said, I can't even afford the regular price fragrances. There's no way I'll pay what people want for discontinued ones. I know. I get what you're saying, bro. That's why, like, I always try to mention where I'm able to pick up mine for this kind of price. And I found that Facebook even beats Fragrance Net sometimes, just because you'll have people trying to move something, so you might be able to come up on a great fragrance for a nice price, man.
Yeah, Facebook is a great place, guys. If you're new to fragrances, you're just starting to find out about YouTube channels, and you happen to be watching this video. Most people here already, vets in the game. They've been here lot longer than I have or you have, so they kind of know all this stuff already. But
Mhm.
anybody that watches this video later down the road, check out Facebook, build relationships, buy out people you trust because there are some scammers out there. So don't I could say pay goods and services. It's gonna cost a little extra, but it's worth it because you don't know until you get a good idea, until you get to know the person and buy off them a few times, and then you trust them enough to pay just friends and family. Because with goods and services, you're protected in case something goes wrong. You're protected, and so is the seller in case the bottle breaks or whatever on
Yeah.
the way there.
One
But
second, I'll be right back.
Facebook, Cali Jen is correct. There are some deals to be found. Some people have 1,000 fragrances and they realize I only need 800, so I'm gonna get rid of these other 200. And they can give you some nice deals, sometimes cheaper than fragrancenet.com. The only difference is it'll be slightly used, it won't have a box, which a lot of times you don't care about the box. You're like, even if it's a partial, sometimes you get good deals on partials, bottles halfway, but if the price is right, half of 100 mils, 50 mils is gonna be all you need once you have more than 20 fragrances. You never need more than 50 mils of
If
one thing.
if you're not into the collecting aspect of fragrances, or you're not trying to review fragrances, show presentation, I 100% recommend checking out partials, decants. If you just want to smell great, check out decants. You can find great prices on decants. I'm not gonna lie. And in Facebook groups, they always have like these like waffles, what they call them. They always have these where they do basically what it is you pick a certain slot 1 through 10, and if you win, it will probably be like $10 to enter, maybe 11, 12, just depends what they're giving away. But I've seen them, it's basically like a raffle. I've seen them do where a full Aventus bottle, and if to
A
get
quick
in, all you had.
inside tip. I'm sorry to interrupt you. You know why they call them waffles instead of raffles?
What's up?
Because on Facebook you're not allowed to say raffle or make raffle.
Yeah, okay.
So they put waffle.
Uh, Hey, that's a dope little tip. But like, you might pick up a full bottle of Aventus, and it would cost you maybe $20, for entering that waffle. You know what I mean? So you definitely check out Facebook. Like I said, if you're not into the collecting aspect, I like the whole presentation behind the fragrances. But don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna pass up a good deal. If I can get a great fragrance for a great deal, and it's only a partial, or even if it's discontinued and I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and swoop it up just to have it in my collection. Mr. Miami said, I've been wearing frags every day for like 35 years.
Yeah,
Damn.
around
I'm
time.
not even
So
I'm not
you
even
were
that
there in
old, bro.
the 80s. You were there in the 80s where the good stuff was out. What you
No
like
lie,
from the
man.
80s? What you like from the 80s? I know I've been wearing them for about 20, 25 years, from like 96 around there. I started when I started junior high. So so you got me beat by 10 years, homie. You got me beat by 10. You started around 85. '86. So you were there for the beginning of your Fahrenheit, Cool Water. You were there for the big ones, for big hits.
Dude, I
Any
wasn't, man.
particular 80s powerhouses you like?
I wasn't even alive then, man.
Yeah, you weren't even alive in 90. Now, yeah, you young. You were born 92, 93.
94.
Ah, shit. You were younger than I thought. You were born
He
when I was starting when I was in junior high. So I thought
said,
you had a good amount.
he said, I used to buy cheap frags. I don't think some were even known. I like that too though. I like to have, sometimes you pick up a nice cheapie that smells like really nice and people don't even know about it. Those are like the gems
Oh
that I
yeah,
like to
for
find.
sure. That's one thing
But
you learn is price. It doesn't mean much, honestly. In my
100%,
opinion,
man.
it doesn't mean much because I used to stray away from anything that's like $15 or anything like that. And now, honest, most of them are still not that good in my opinion. But there are a few that will surprise you. I bought a few that I'm
You,
like, oh, I go, this doesn't smell like something that's
you can get
$15.
that cool water for $18 on
Yeah,
fragrance night.
cool water. That's what's cheap. It's been around so long that the price has dropped. But back when I was getting it, it was like around because it wasn't like internet and stuff like that. So you have to buy it at the stores. It was around like $30, 25, 30.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now you get it for like $15. And that's a scent that will I feel like will never go out of style. I never get tired of smelling it. And then at that price, you could constantly keep buying it because it's not expensive.
It was just a sperm cell.
What do
David, what David just put. Mr. Miami said GOF Trumpers were my thing. They're still around. I have to look into it, man.
GOF Trumpers? What? That's a fragrance?
He's saying because he said I wore a frag called Spanish leather a lot. GOF Trumpers were my thing. They're still around.
Out
So
of
man,
curiosity, you've been wearing frags for 35 years. What would you consider? Like how many you have in your collection bottles, if I may ask?
yeah, dude, I want to know that answer too, man. Because
Because
I've been only
some people will say I'm picky with fragrances, this and that. I only have 3,000. So like if you have 3,000 bottles, you're not exactly picky. You know what I mean?
hey, bro. I have currently in my collection. I want to say 35, maybe 40, 35 or maybe 40 fragrances. And to me, I thought that was a lot, man. He said, not many bottles, more decants.
Yeah, decants is nice to have too. If I wasn't into like
More free
me,
samples. Hey, I wish I had some free samples.
yeah, to me, bottles is a big part of the collecting. To me,
Yeah.
decants is like you wear, but bottles is like part of the you want the full experience.
If I
Like
wasn't
for
into
example,
the
when I'm paying for something, if I buy a niche, if I'm paying an expensive price for something like $150, I
yeah.
want the whole experience. I want a nice box, nice
Hmm.
bottle, good sprayer. I want it all because I feel like I'm paying to get it all. You know what I mean? Like I'm paying a price that I should get the whole experience. Like I should get the box or the like everything should look proper.
That's
Everything
what I try to.
effort.
Yeah. I try to do that like when I'm reviewing the fragrances, if I can, I try to give the full experience. So I'll show the whole presentation of a bottle, and some of them come in like really amazing presentation, like the Roja bottles. Same with the Killians and even the Zerjoff, they have really nice presentation. So I always make sure just that adds like a little something, like this is
Yeah.
exactly what you're gonna
Oh
get.
yeah. At those prices, I feel they shouldn't skimp out on anything because they're already charging you for it. So I feel they should
Yeah, man.
give you the red carpet treatment. You know what I mean? Like at least that's what I think. Or if you're gonna charge me this, I feel like I paid for that. Like when you go to a concert, if I'm paying a certain price for the ticket, I need to
Yeah.
get front row seats, the red carpet treatment, back door,
Thank you.
back door. Like gotta get all
Hmm.
that. If I'm paying a cheaper price, then yeah, I don't expect all that.
Hmm. He says, what do you say? I think 50, but I need a clean house with the ones I don't wear every year. A clean house of about 10, a lot of crappy ones. You have nice frags. I don't have niche bottles. Do you not? Do you tend to get the niche decants just because it's more affordable, or it's more convenient for you, or are you just able to get a better deal overall, or are you do people like send you samples for you to give your review on, or is that just a personal opinion? You don't feel you need the bottle? Because I know with my bottles, I know there's no way I'll ever go finish them all. I'll never go through them. But what I like to do is, if I have something, I like to share it. If I have something, I'm not going to be stingy, greedy, and keep it. If I'm not using it, like I try to gift it to someone who's going to like it. If it's not my taste, I like to give it to another reviewer just because they might enjoy it. And not only that, but another review comes out of that, and they might have a different take on I did, and they might help someone else pick it up down the road. You know what I mean? So that's
That's
just like
what I
how
was,
I see it.
yeah, that's one thing we were talking about earlier on private chat on a messenger. Me and Cali Jen here, because we're talking about, yeah, because I have a bunch of bottles. I would say around 70. So I'm never gonna go through all of them. So I don't need the full 100 mils. So I was telling them, I go, we'll trade a few decants. That way I could try some of the fragrances you have. You could try some of the ones I have without me having to buy those full bottles. You save me some money.
Yeah.
You get extra. With the decants, you have extra content that you could do reviews on. And I have a few decants to do extra content, more reviews on as well. Because, yeah, I mean, from the 100 ml bottles, I buy them. It's because to me, when it's 50 mils, I'm like, I might as well pay the extra 15 bucks for the 100 ml.
Oh
But
yeah, 100%.
out of the 100 mil, I'm probably only gonna use like 20 mils because I have so many different ones. Unless I keep using the same one.
My favorite notes, Mr. Miami asked, what are your favorite notes? I would have to say, like, right now, I like sandalwood notes. I like the woody notes, sweet notes like vanilla, and boozy notes. That's my thing right now. So I'm really into those. So I've actually been waiting to do a full review on Straight to Heaven Extreme by Killian, as well as like a few other ones. So I have something in the works where I'm trying to do like my best boozy fragrances. I just ordered Bentley from Men Intense, I believe it was, and then I have Side Effect from Initio. So I'm just trying to pick up some of the ones that I've been able to sample, or some that I've been able to get at a great price to do like a comparison video, because that's where I'm at right now as far as note wise. I think after sampling, I have a great grasp on which ones.
Yeah, you should have told me about that Killian back on the rocks. I would have traded you the bottle I have, because that's not something to me. That screams more like someone more like an suit and tie type of thing. That's something I don't dress like that. Like so.
Hey man, I'm about to pick up some nice fits Friday. I don't know if you see my video, but
Yeah, so I was like, I don't see this something that one and Tuscan leather. I was like, I don't see these being stuff I wear too often.
he said,
I would have
un
sold them like
boys
for a decent
vanilla,
price.
Surge, Luton's, best vanilla. I definitely got to take those out. I definitely got to check those out, man. He just recommended some fragrances. I got to go ahead and take a picture of that, because I
Yeah,
definitely want to.
yeah. Serge Lutens is I hear good things about him.
I'm doing a video, baby. I'm gonna go ahead and screenshot that so I can make sure to check those out. I really appreciate the info and the tips, man. I'm definitely gonna go ahead and check those out. Hopefully, I can get those for a great price.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think
my
I
favorite
agree.
note would be like violet, neroli, maybe that oceanic type of smell, sea breeze,
Okay.
sea salt, all that stuff. I like those type of notes. Lemon,
G.
lemon. I've always found lemon to be a nice smell.
Yeah, that's a nice one. I like the citrusy notes. I like those as well. One that I tried and I gave my initial opinion, and at first I was kind of impressed with it, was Galloway by Parfums and Marley. But like I said, I'm still small, so you always get my honest review. So I had initially, like, I thought I was gonna like it, but in my opinion, the citrus wasn't as bright. It was more of like a darker citrus. It
Try
had most of the
the
spicy notes.
try the Aqua di Parmas. Those are like nice citrus scents. If you find them at a decent deal, like if you find them around $60, I think it's a good deal for fresh. People say they don't
Boozy.
last, but it's because they're citrusy, fresh scents.
Yeah. He said, Un Boy's Vanille is freaking incredible. I gotta go ahead and check that one out. You picked the best by Killian by choosing Straight to Heaven. I know, man. I was really fortunate enough and blessed enough to be able at the time to pick up 3 bottles. So I mean, I have 3 of them. If you're ever interested in trying one, I can go ahead and decant some for you and send it over. If you haven't tried it, I'd be interested in hearing your feedback on that one. But yeah, man, I was really happy to pick up a few of them. I heard nothing but great things about it, and the way I am is, if I see a fragrance that's discontinued, or if it's going for a great price, I'm gonna go ahead and swoop it up, because I might tend to wear that one more. And I heard that it's one that you might be able to, depending on where you live, you might be able to get away with wearing it like all year round. So when I received the decant, I liked it, so I decided why not hop on the deal and swoop them up.
I saw you recently bought that what Ojan. How is that?
Ohan, but from Parfums de Marley, it's an okay one. It's a nice one. It's like a really nice honey tobacco. It's like a honey tobacco bomb. So it opens up, in my personal opinion, with honey tobacco, and it kind of lingers and stays throughout the scent. As it starts to dry down, you start to get a nice sweet vanilla, but it's not an overwhelming sweet. In my opinion, Layton is more sweet, and I really like Layton. Ohan's still a nice fragrance. It has great projection. I think I got three I think I got 3 hours, 3.5 hours projection, and I think like 8+ hours of longevity. So it was still a really good fragrance. But if I had to compare it to another parfums de Marley, like sweetness wise or anything like that, I think Layton is a little bit more sweet, but Ohan is still a nice one because you get that beautiful honey tobacco, and the honeys are really sweet, and the tobacco in that one, in my opinion, is a little more subtle. It's not like in your face like I've tried what is it called, Naxos by Zerjoff, and in my opinion, the tobacco in that one is more dominant. So if you like tobacco but you're not looking for something too overwhelming, I would definitely recommend checking out Ohan because it's just really, it's a nice gourmand. It's really, it's like not
I heard
so
I
sweet.
heard I heard Ojan smells like Carlisle. Is there any truth to that?
I have Carlisle and I can see the resemblance, but in my personal opinion, I just think Ohan is more gourmand. I think like Carlisle, it has some gourmand resemblance. So I could see the resemblance there, but I still think it's worth having two at least. If you can own both
Oh
bottles,
yeah.
amazing. Or if you can own even just decants, I would still definitely recommend because they give off their own vibe. You know what I mean? Like I was saying, Ohan has the nice tobacco in there too, but it's more of a subtle tobacco. It's not in your face. So I still think they both play their own role and they have different aspects to them. I like Udin. I've been trying to get Udin by Zerjoff, man.
Okay, yeah. Surgeon is a house I'm not familiar. I mean, I heard of it. I know what it is, but I'm not familiar as far as trying them myself. I haven't worn any. I tried Carlisle, and to me, people say it smelled like they said it smelled like Wojan, and I go Wojan is like honey tobacco. That's not
Hmm.
really what I got from Carlisle. I got more like
No, yeah,
kind of rose and a little spicy, maybe some smoky vibe to it with rose. One thing I say
no,
about Carlisle, it's a powerhouse for sure. That thing, I threw some on and I said, let me see how long this lasts. And I never got to I never got to a point where it disappeared because I always
yeah.
took a shower before it did. You know what I mean? I feel
Yeah,
like
I get you.
you could go 3 4 days without showering and you still smell like it.
Another fragrance that was like really potent and that I got that from was actually Intoxicated. I gave my first impressions on it the other day, and man, I had sprayed some on. I think I did my video like at 5 or 4 in the afternoon when I actually recorded it, but by the time I uploaded it and everything, it was a little later. So I had applied some, and I was actually testing two fragrances. I had one, like on my neck and everything. Another one, Intoxicated, was down here on my wrist. And man, the next day I woke up, so I forgot like maybe 10 hours plus had passed. I woke up and it was still there, man. Like it was still, in my personal opinion, filling up the room. Like I woke up and at first I thought someone was like messing with my stuff. I was like, hold on. I thought I left it out. My daughter might have got it or something. I was like, what's going on? And then like, I went to go ahead and smell and it was still on my shirt, still smelled it on my wrist. So there's some, in my personal opinion, there's some fragrances out there that I could see worth the price. But then there's just some like Rehab, for example, by Initio. It's a beautiful scent, man. I really like it. It was my scent of the day yesterday because I'm testing it to do a review. I did like it, but after a couple hours on my skin, it was gone. Like it projected really well for 3 hours, started to draw closer. But then by the time I got home, so like I do usually 8 hour work days. So by the time I got home, I wasn't really catching any whiffs of it. And right now, go there. I'm making a video. We'll do it right now. I wasn't really catching any whiffs or anything like that anymore. So and then I had it on my shirt as well. So I was trying to smell it, and it was still there, but like barely holding on. So price wise, what you're paying specifically for that Initio, and I'll be sure to include it in my review. I don't think it's worth it. I think the scent is beautiful, I really do like the sweetness in that one, but it's just not worth the price tag, in my personal opinion.
Right, right.
He said Initio is overhyped. I can definitely see that, man. After trying that one, PDM and Initio are overhyped. Price, I agree with you, especially price wise, man. You're dropping if you're paying retail, man. You're dropping $300 plus. You can still find them. Like I get my PDMs for 135 to $140, and I get my Initios for about 175 to 190, depending on what it is. I want to say a little more for Oud for Greatness. But like he's saying, they're overhyped. So definitely check out a decant because when I applied a rehab, I was expecting to be blown away. And don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful scent. It's a nice scent. But I was just like, it was so overhyped that I was just like, oh, it's nice. Not like I have to have this every
I
day.
would say, yeah, I would say like fragrances like say Oud Ispahan. Something like that's expensive, but you only spray twice and you're good for like 15 hours.
Yeah.
So a fragrance like that, if you're only gonna spray twice and it's gonna last so long, that 100 ml, that 200 ml, it's a little expensive, but it's gonna last you years and years. It's gonna last you a long
See,
time. So I feel you get your money's worth with certain fragrances like that.
like
All
that's how I feel with the PDM brand, like Parfums of Marley. Don't like two sprays is more than enough, and it will last me a full wearing, like a whole maybe 8 to 10 hours plus if I spray it on my clothes. So like great longevity, great projection. But I think what he's saying that they're overhyped is maybe by scent wise, because like when someone hypes something and they keep hyping it, you're expecting it to be amazing. Like so far, the one that I was impressed with from PDM was Layton. I liked it. I could see why it was hyped, but there wasn't. When I smelled Ohan, I was expecting a little more. Still a nice fragrance, but just from them overhyping it, I was expecting to be blown away. And it's a nice fragrance, but sometimes the hype factor is just not. It's not there. It doesn't live up to your standards. Question: how do you guys prioritize justify money you spent on fragrances? For me, I pay all the bills, I make sure that the kids are doing good, and money I have left over, I try to make smart decisions. I That's 100% the best advice, David, that anyone could give you. You know, just because I prioritize the same way. I like to try and be ahead on things, if that makes sense. So if I can get my rent out early for next month, I'll get my rent, pay all my bills, make sure my daughter's doing good, and all my household items are taken care of, and then whatever I have left over or extra, I'll go ahead and kind of like splurge a little here and there on myself. What about you, Cali? How do you do it?
um I kind of have I write a list. I mean, that wish list keeps growing and growing. So when it started from like 6 or 7, then next thing you know it's like 30 fragrances. But that's just the list of stuff that somewhat piques my interest. Then I have my realistic list, which is always just like 5 or 6, and I try to
Okay.
keep it at those 5 or 6 so I get those. And I'm patient. I try to wait for a deal, and sometimes the stuff on my list, I don't find a deal on it, but I find a deal on something else that's not on my list. But if I feel I got a decent price, I'll go ahead and hop on it. If I say, you know what, I'll never get this price again, let me buy this bottle, even if it's something I wasn't too interested on, just for the channel to do a review on it, try it out a few times. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, I make sure I buy it at a price where I'm pretty sure I could sell it back at the same price and get my money back if I'm not a fan of it.
Okay, okay, okay.
That's
That's what
what
I that's
I
what I
try to
try
do
to
my
do
video.
as that's what I try to do as well. Like when I'm thinking of what fragrance I want to review, I always try, I try to pick up a decant, and then I justify it by like, am I gonna like this fragrance? Is this gonna be something I would wear? Because just because I review fragrances, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna go out there and if I'm not at least intrigued or interested, I'm not just gonna pick up something that I don't like.
Hey,
Oh,
what's up? What up? We got the man himself in the house.
go play, baby.
What up? What up? Is your microphone working properly?
Right here,
Mi-
go watch your TV.
Mr. Versace.
I seen that.
Hello?
Gee,
Hello?
yeah, the mic
I know,
sounding
I
a
know.
little low.
One second. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay, okay.
Can you hear me?
Barely, a little bit.
You can hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
I can't hear you. Hold on. I gotta figure this out.
Okay.
Yeah, his mic is a little low. Yeah, it's good to get different points of views and different people that have been in the game different amounts of times. Like we're not on the same step of our journey, so you get different opinions and different feels. Like someone that's been in the game, 5 weeks, someone that's been 2 years, and someone that's been there 10 years. You all have like you're at a different point in your mission.
Yeah, I agree with you, man.
Let's see, talk on Miami. See how the mic sounds now.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you.
All right,
Okay.
yeah, the mic sounds good. The mic sounds good. In your opinion, what would be considered for a normal person, not a collector? Collector's just gonna keep going and going. For your normal, average, everyday person, how many fragrances would you consider enough? Where it's like you don't need more than this. What are your guys' opinions on that? Any opinions, or should I go first?
For me specifically, like if you're just, wanting to smell great, if you're not interested in collecting, you're just looking for something that you can, wear, smell great, smell nice. I would recommend maybe two, 2 to 3, depending per season. You know what I mean? That way you can at least mix it up throughout the week. You don't need nothing crazy. So maybe two, four, like maybe 8 fragrances, and that should get you throughout the year. Just because you can mix it up, so you can have like, maybe one for work that you can wear, and you can have like a date night fragrance or something, so maybe a casual everyday, like one that you can use and abuse, and then maybe like, a nice special one. And then you can do that for like, summer, spring, winter, and fall. Just that way you're able to mix it up, but without breaking the bank. Or you can go the decant route. You don't even have to pay, full bottle prices. You can get multiple decants. You can stay smelling nice. You can smell fresh, sweet, sexy, whatever your taste is, and you'll get to be able to experience a lot more fragrances like that. So I would say if you're just into like trying to find something to wear nice for the beginner, go the decant route, because you can pick up a great amount of fragrances without breaking the bank. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
you'll have,
yeah. Like
that's
for
just my
people that
personal.
don't know about the fragrance groups and eBay and fragrance net and all that, like I had a girlfriend when we would go to like the Sephora's and stuff like that. She tended to get those discovery sets, and I was like, well,
Hmm.
10 ml decants, you get 5 of them, and it's like $100. So that's 50 milliliters. I was like, in my mind, I would be like, why not get a full bottle that's 100? You get twice as much juice, but you only get one fragrance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get the appeal now. It's like when you want to try a lot of different ones, you don't want to have just one. So I kind of get the whole you pay extra to get variety. And I
Hmm.
was always that guy that's like, nah, I'm gonna buy the full bottle. I'm not buying these sets. Like, buy the full bottle and it's gonna last me twice as long. Like, but you're only getting 1 cent. So I kind of could see both routes. But I think now that I'm into collecting stuff, buying those discovery sets that come with multiple decants makes more sense if you wanna experience more variety. What about you, Neil?
I can't hear you. No.
I can't hear me. I can't hear you. The mic is on. The mic is gone, bro. The mic is gone. All right. You know what I'm
Can
gonna
you hear
tell
me
you
now?
guys? I'm gonna
I
tell you
think I
guys a
can hear
There we
you
go.
story.
now.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Yeah.
we hear you now.
Okay. Oh, I'm in the show. You can hear me good?
Yeah, we
Hmm.
could hear you pretty good.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, Zerjoff Uden has rum and coffee, vanilla, and citrus. It's good, David.
Hey,
It's,
those are
it's
all
it
my.
sounds it sounds kind of weird, but you'll like it.
I definitely gotta check that one out then.
Now, Un Boys Vanille is Serge Lutens. I don't really care for Serge Lutens, but that one is incredible. And both of these Uden and Boys Vanilla have very high Fragrantica ratings. They're
Hmm.
awesome. But Boys Vanille doesn't really project, so
Okay.
it's
Okay.
sort of a great office scent. Like
Okay.
if you work in a close quarters environment, smells
Hmm.
great, man. Smells great.
I
All
definitely
right.
gotta
What,
check those out
what
then.
would you consider a good amount of fragrances to have for your average everyday person?
10. Ten's a
10.
lot. Yeah.
That's about where I'm at too.
The thing is, we're reviewing, so we have to buy more, I guess.
Yeah, to have content, to have things to talk about. Yeah, I'm right there with you. That's what's gonna be my number. I was gonna say, based on my own experience, before I started collecting, because a lot of these you don't need them for practical use. You don't need seven.
No,
You know what
no.
I mean? Yeah,
Like
you
there's
don't.
some
That's
I
more for
haven't used for a
collecting.
year, so it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
no,
For
it's
just
true.
practical use, before I started barely collecting them, like in going the collector route maybe last year, almost a year ago, around January of this year. So before that, I would constantly just have anywhere in between maybe 6 and 10.
Yeah,
So
that's
I still
normal.
was amongst my friends and amongst all the people I knew. I was still one of the ones that had like a higher
Yeah,
number. Most of my friends had
yeah,
2 or 3. Some had like
yeah.
7 or 8, and I was one of those that had like a high amount. Like when people will come to my house, they'll be like, "Man, like you got a lot of colognes." I'll be one of the ones that's a lot. That's not a woman. Like the females that I know, they always have like 20. Like they always
Yeah.
tend to have a lot,
The
and
thing
the men will
is,
tend to have two or
you
three.
know you go. I like to go to the mall. I live next to the mall over here in Aventura, and you smell something and you're like, wow, I'm real blown away. And then you try it again and try it again, and you're like, man, I really love that smell. You know, you get decants and you run out and you run out again, and it's like, okay, I'll buy the bottle. But I don't really uh, buy the bottles. Like I think so many people they just blind buy. I've never blind bought. You know,
I
I blind
blind I
bought
blind
this
buy
one.
a
I
lot.
haven't.
For before I started collecting, I didn't really blind buy. I made sure I like what I was gonna be wearing because I didn't buy a lot of them. So the ones I did
Let
buy,
me see if you can see
I
this
made
one.
sure it's
Hold
gonna
on.
be something I like.
Do you know Boucheron?
No, I haven't heard of that one. Huh?
I've Boucheron is an old school fragrance, but this is the Freshore, whatever fresh version,
Uh-huh.
and I don't think a lot of people have really tried it.
No, I can't
I
say.
mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I'm really looking forward to trying this one.
that'd be
And
dope. Yeah,
this
that'd
is
be
this
nice.
is a really hard to get fragrance right here, and this one I've smelled before.
What
See,
up, Matt? What up? Matt's back in the house.
this is called
So you
Pheromones
wanna join the chat, Matt? Message me
by
if you do. We'll
Miglin
send you a link.
by Marilyn Miglin. This is
Uh huh.
another good one. Very tropical. I smelt it though before I bought it. It's very tropical. I think it may have frangipani in it. They sell it on the Home Shopping Club, you know, but it's awesome. I've got to smell it before, and it's awesome.
I would definitely be sure to try and find those, man.
Yeah, I can't really tell you. I mean, I know what you're into. You're kind of into the niche, and if you're into vanilla, Un Boy's Vanille is the best.
Yeah, I gotta try
Just
that.
because I've tried so many. The thing is, I've tried a lot of these fragrances because I was talking with Ashton. I'm like, Ashton, man, I've tried this, I've tried that, and we even went shopping, like just walking around because where George was, it was in Chicago, so we went into the Hermes store, you know, so we were smelling all these fragrances, and I'm like, I don't see what anybody really gets out of this, you know.
Okay, yeah.
But Un Boy's Vanille, Ashton and me had a lot of fragrances that we really both agreed on that were awesome. Like a great winter fragrance. Ashton put it as number one, and everybody was like criticizing him. Givenchy Gentleman EDP. It's in a
Mhm.
black bottle.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Now, that's a good fragrance. Just you know, and it's only like $50, and everybody in the comments was like, "Whoa, what about By the Fireplace? What about this one? What about?" It's like you know, I've tried all of them, and I prefer. Hey, Matt, what's up, buddy?
What's up, guys? What's going on?
What
What's
up?
up,
What up,
bro?
man? Got a full
We
house
got four of
today.
us, full
Yeah, yeah.
house, man. But
Y'all doing all right?
Ashton and me agreed
Yeah.
on a lot of fragrances, you know, and you know some people hype up certain fragrances, and it's hard to uh, get away from the hype because it, we feel the same about a lot of fragrances, you know, but nobody's gonna say I don't like what's that CDNIM. I don't like it. I
Probably the
hate it.
winter, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, your girl said it sucks, right? She says, "Oh
Yeah,
my
she did
God!"
not like that.
But
Oh,
most girls say that. Most girls say that. But you
Yeah.
can't say, "Okay, can you say in the video that it sucks?"
No.
No, because everybody's gonna like beat you up and say,
I
"You don't
can.
know what you're
Wait,
talking
wait,
about."
wait, what do you mean? Yeah, 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 you can. If it sucks, it sucks.
You
I
Yeah,
mean,
can.
but
but
like,
Yeah.
okay,
But
say it in the
hey,
video
you're
and
definitely
hey,
right.
see how much
Hype
backlash you're
train,
gonna get.
I
do it.
did. Miami, I did. I did.
Oh,
In my
okay.
like in my one of my recent videos, I was like, I had a Ventus and I had Club D Wit man. I'm like, this is like okay. I said a Ventus is like a payday scent. Club D Wit is like an unemployed scent.
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, the hype train does definitely affect. I think by hyping something up, it sort of pressures people not to
Yeah.
give a negative opinion
Yeah.
about it because they might get bashed in the comments. I think
But-
there's a lot of truth
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
that.
And
It's
a lot
also
of people unsubscribe from me. I'll go up subscriptions, but then I'll dog on a fragrance and I'll lose 50 subs. It's like
Yeah.
it's like that's why I never gain subs because I always dog a fragrance out and everybody unsubs from
Well,
me. It's like, but it's
Yeah,
like,
I,
oh, do
I
you want?
didn't like
It's like almost like, do you want to hear the truth?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
See,
mean,
that I bring people on my channel that like aren't big on fragrances. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like they aren't like super
That's-
niche heads. They aren't people. They're like people that
you're
everyday
not
people.
fanboy because the more hardcore collector you are, you become a fanboy of certain things.
yeah.
Maybe
Right.
not everybody, but a lot of people they become fanboys, and when you insult a fragrance,
Yeah.
it's only that you offended them.
They all
You know
unsub.
what?
Like I
I
think
mean, I get that.
Armani.
I get that too, though.
I wanted to get. I mean, I'm not going to say what somebody else said, but Armani Code Absolute happens to be one of the worst fragrances of all time.
Really,
It
you think?
smells like fucking bug spray. That shit
I'm
sucks.
offended.
No,
I am offended.
No. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? To me,
But
and women will smell and they'll say the same thing. And I understand it's a romantic fragrance and it's like a close encounters kind of fragrance, but the opening is so bad, man.
Hey, can I ask y'all's thoughts on something real quick on a fragrance?
So-
So I just had someone ship me this. This is
Mhm.
Bleu de Chanel de Parfum.
Yeah, Blue de Chanel is good, man.
I just got this in the mail from one of my subscribers. Mailed to me.
Wow.
Have you
My
tried
personal
Yeah, you have some
opinion,
good
have you tried that
subscribers.
EDC?
Yeah, no shit. I mean,
Have you-
hey,
Wow.
Miami, Cali Gent right there shipped me. He mailed me by Killian's straight to heaven extreme.
Whoa.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's right.
Straight to Heaven Extreme is like the best by Killian, man.
Yeah,
Dude,
man.
It really is.
it's that good juice.
But nobody talks
Tried
about
that
it.
one,
Nobody
but
talks
one
about it.
Killian is a big baller brand. you gotta
Yeah,
hashtag.
well, dude, okay.
Hey,
I
I've
was
been-
watching someone's video, someone's stream, and they were talking about the Bacillian brand. About like, I didn't realize there was like a history with the brand. How he tries to be like a super like dark guy, I guess. You know, and how he puts on this like facade of someone who is like darker, and they were saying that it's like creepy or something.
Gothic, like
I never knew about that.
converted movie.
I have. I want to say.
There's a kind of like goth type style. He gives
I
out
want
that.
to say I have eight to nine different fragrances from the House of Killian, and
Wow.
every single one that I have tried. If we're speaking scent wise, projection, longevity, you know, in my personal opinion, I could see paying the price. I'm not justifying the price. The price is up there, but if you want the best boozy scent, in my personal opinion, my honest opinion, the best boozy scent that I have tried is going to be Straight to Heaven Extreme by Killian. Their Black Phantom's really nice. You know, if you're looking for like a nice, sweet, maybe even like a winter date night fragrance, it's really nice. I've also tried Intoxicated. Now, don't get me wrong, with Intoxicated, in my personal opinion, it didn't live up to the hype. It's a nice fragrance,
I
you know,
agree.
but I'm not gonna
Oh,
knock it.
Freshie is in the house.
What's up, man? How you
Well,
guys
you
doing?
know what? Robert's gonna be in here too. You know, fragrance shirt.
Yo,
I didn't
that's
know
who
his
this-
first
that's
name.
my
I
channel.
always call him FJ. And
Dude.
George says that's Robert.
Joy Amin just subscribe to my channel.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That's
I
a
like,
cool notification.
I like his channel. I like his channel because he brings some fragrances that don't have a lot of reviews. He brings some
Right.
stuff outside the box. I tend to like that kind of stuff because when you can only see 100 videos of events, you know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
they're automatic skips for me. When I see those videos, it's automatic skip. Like,
Dude,
you know what I mean?
he was
Yeah,
the first one
Savage.
to review this. He was the first person that I saw that reviewed this. This is Pure Woody by the Mercedes-Benz VIP Club. I had not seen any review of it at all until like a week ago or so when he reviewed it. Plus-
Mercedes-Benz makes pretty good fragrances.
It's
not
okay.
bad.
It's a bit.
Not
it's a bit
like it's
sweet.
like they're all okay. They're all okay. That's like
Yeah.
Mercedes-Benz.
There you go.
Miami
Oh,
getting a
I'm-
package this
thanks,
week.
Hey,
Finally, man.
A
Finally.
rope.
Thanks.
A rope.
Thanks,
You guys
man.
know what a rope is?
that's kind.
Hey, do you guys know what a rope is when they say I'm sending you a rope?
A Roca? Like a Roca man?
Like this. Watch, let me spell it out right here.
Rocha. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, like that. Watch, wait up.
Oh, Roke. I don't
Rope.
What
know.
does that mean?
In the book community, when you send somebody a rope, it's a thing. You hashtag it rope. It means
Okay.
random act of, it's a
Kindness.
RAOK.
Oh, random act of kindness.
Yeah, random
Alright,
act
alright.
of kindness.
Oh, so it'd be random.
Package of
It'd
a
be
book
rope.
or whatever.
I'm trying to pull
Roe
it right now, so
It'd be
it helps
for
me out.
Roe.
Yeah, I spelled it wrong. It's RAOK.
You're
I'm
four
literally,
letters.
I don't know what to tell you. I didn't graduate.
Hey, when we're talking about fragrances that don't live up to the hype, what would you say, Miami, in your personal opinion, are some fragrances that do live up to the hype that you've tried, you heard like it was hyped, and that you have tried, and you can honestly say lived up to the hype?
I think Creed Aventus lives up to the hype.
I agree
I
with
mean,
you, 100%.
I think Sauvage EDP lives up to the hype.
I
Yes.
agree. Too.
Blue de Chanel perfume
Mhm.
that you have right there, that lives up to the hype.
Yeah.
But I the perfumes, the Marley, Initios, they don't really live up to the hype.
So
No.
okay.
I think, all right, let me ask you a similar question. What do you think about Oud Wood?
I don't like it.
You know, that one to me, that's when I felt was worth the price tag. I was like, you know what? I go, this is good.
Really?
Yeah,
So-
I really enjoy
Like
Oud
it's
Wood.
okay, but
I'm gonna revisit the Creed Aventus. So the Aventus, it has a hype so much around it now that to go back like 5 or 6 years in those bottles, they sell for how much now? Like $500-$600.
If you're looking for a 14
Not
back,
warranted.
you're gonna pay. Someone offered me I can't remember the exact batch, but I know it's 2010 bottle for $700, which is I didn't take it. Don't start yelling at me. It's a crazy price. It's a crazy price, $700. But it just goes to show that in the Aventus addicts in the Facebook group, there's people willing to drop that kind of money just to smell like a certain, you know what I mean? And I can see the whole reasoning behind it, like the smokier, the darker batches and stuff. Because the one I have is a 17T01, and it has like a little bit of birch, but it's mostly like what I get off of it is that pineapple vibe. It has great projection, great longevity. So like you said, that for me, that's one that does live up to the hype. And, I'm happy to own it. I don't mind paying the price tag if it's something I enjoy and projects and lasts.
At that point, I'll just buy a clone. Just buy a clone. Like it says $700 on a dark on like a smokier batch of Aventus. Just find like a smokier clone of it.
I agree.
It's been about $30-$40.
the issue with Aventus is they can't get that captive ingredient. Could you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a captive ingredient that Creed puts in there that none of the clones can get.
Right.
They can't clone Creed of it. Like I think Ashton did a review today on Parfumes Vintage.
Oh,
Parfumes
yeah.
Vintage is a
Dude.
clone, man.
Mhm.
It's high priced, but
Is.
it's a clone.
Dude,
It's the
listen.
same as a Sensual Obsessions clone or a Alexandria clone. I mean,
Yeah,
they
the prices.
they may be what
Is it here?
they do. Yeah, but the thing is, they put maybe pineapple Demeter, just pineapple fragrance or oil in there to make it different.
Yeah,
or
Demeter,
but
yeah.
they're never gonna. All the clones are pretty much the same. And
Like
I
the
was
witchy
talking
fragrance
about that.
journey.
This
Yes, go
Supremacy
ahead.
Silver.
I don't
think,
believe
is
you
the
for your journey.
closest.
Yeah, I smell clones, but I never smelled the real thing.
Really?
So I smell the clone, so I kind of have a rough idea of what it smells
Of
like.
Aventus?
Yeah, but I never
Hey.
got a decant of the
Smells
real. Of the,
I got you. We're gonna fix that.
Uh-oh.
I'll
There
send you
you
a
go.
decant, bro. I got you.
That's
We
what's
can't
up.
have
we're
that,
gonna
man.
come out to a comparison video for sure with that lavender I
Yeah.
have right there.
We can't have that, man. And in my personal opinion, I think it's worth having. The way I see it
does
is,
smell great.
if I'm gonna pay $200, you can get them on like the Facebook groups for 200, 220. Like a 2019 batch. I want to say I got a 100 milliliter bottle, and then I got a 50 milliliter bottle, and a couple of decants included when I first got into it. And I think I paid like $330 for it, 3 something. So I got a pretty decent price for everything included. But man, like once you smell the original, like you were saying, it's worth having. A clone doesn't do justice, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean-
man. Yeah, good looking out, man. I'm looking forward to that, cause you know what? maybe maybe it does smell different, and I'll be completely my
Yeah, it's a lot
mentality where it's
different.
like, that sounds
It's
overrated.
smooth.
Maybe that will completely change once I try the real thing. Then I might be like,
I
whoa.
got you, bro.
Yeah.
I felt that way with fireplace. At first, I was kind of like, I'm not getting it. I go, it's nice, but it's nothing like too crazy. And
My
the more I
fireplace
wore
is
it, and
very
once the
nice.
weather changed, that's when it really flourished.
Yeah.
Once it got cold
I actually
weather.
layered by the fireplace and
Yeah,
the
like
other
my
day.
auntie was
It
saying,
went
for him,
for me.
yeah, like Neil was saying, he's been in the game for a while. So for him,
The
he's
game.
been there, done that. It's ran its course, it's played out. But for me as a newer frag head, it's still new to me. So I'm just barely experiencing it. And nice. Once the weather got into cold weather, I really saw the appeal in it. I was like, you know what? I go, this is meant for winter. It's perfect for this weather. In the heat and the fall, where in California and the fall is still hot, it wasn't doing it for me. But right now that it's been raining and it's been cold, it's like a perfect winter fragrance.
David, another fragrance that deserves the hype is Amouage Jubilation
Returning.
25.
I'm always Jubilee.
Amouage XXV.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that.
I've been wanting to try
Yeah,
that. How is
it's
it?
good. It's
It's good.
fucking awesome. The thing is, when I first smelled it, I was like, what, I don't get the hype. But like, let it dry down, even for 10 seconds, and come back to it after 10 seconds. But then, like, it'll last on your skin for like 10, 12 hours.
Yeah,
But it changes every couple hours into another scent. It's
interesting.
so
Okay.
amazing. I've never smelled anything like that that metamorphosizes so many times.
Well,
And
dude, that's how I felt about the Zaharoff that I have.
yeah,
For me, it changes from opening. Like there's some
yeah,
sort of things that stay the same, obviously, but for
yeah.
me, opening until like I'm washing
Dry
off
down.
myself, it's not a different fragrance, I guess,
Yeah.
but
No, it is a different fragrance.
it just changes,
Totally different. Yeah. Because in the beginning, you're gonna get that fresh fougere type of fragrance with
Yeah,
Zaharoff, and then when it dries down, you're gonna get the myrrh and the resins. It's a
yeah,
totally different fragrance. Yeah, but it does metamorphosize.
yeah,
But
it
but
does.
Jubilation Man 25 now that transforms into like four different fragrances.
Oh, that's cool.
Seriously, it's
I
fucking
gotta pick
amazing.
that one up then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it really is
maybe a sample of it or something.
one of the
Yeah, I've been liking
top
the
five of
Match
all
House.
time.
They're not
Winter fragrance.
I've
Hey,
been liking that brand. They're not the most wearable, honestly, but I just like the way they smell. But they're definitely not conventional. I wouldn't recommend them to people because they're a bit out there.
What's up, Benjamin?
Yeah, but I like them. I like that's one thing I like about them, that they're like something you're not gonna find in other houses.
yeah. Hey, Miami. When it come down south, what all do you know? What all do you want to try at that the perfumery?
Oh, if you come down here, man, we can hang out at Osme. We
There we
can go
go.
to the Aventura Mall. The I went with Chad to the mall, and I I said to him, hold on one second.
Well, hey Matt, you ever planning to go hit Miami? Let me
Yeah,
know, man.
listen, we can go to
I'll join up with
Osme.
you guys. I'll join up with
Listen,
you.
the guy is
Let me
so
know a good
cool.
month ahead so I could save up some
Listen,
money.
the guy is so cool. His name is Maurice, and I know him really well. Jeremy, I don't know if you watch Jeremy Fragrance, but he just goes in the store and does a top 10. And there's
Yeah.
other review.
Yeah,
He probably likes me more than Jeremy, but Jeremy's more popular, right?
yeah.
But if you come down here, we could go into Osme and you can smell a bunch of fragrances and put together a top 10 and
Oh,
write
that'd
up
be
all
cool.
the fragrances and he'll let you do it. I mean,
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Maurice really likes me.
Yeah.
Hey,
He really likes
let
me.
me tag in on that trip, man.
Hey,
All right.
hell yeah, Cali Gender.
Hey,
You're down.
Miami.
We'll all meet up right there one
I
day.
think we have
Maybe in the
an
summer.
idea
Maybe
for
in the summer.
my
Summer
1,000
coming up.
sub mark.
Hey, that'd be dope, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, there's summer coming up. Hey, Miami, you got like I'm pretty, you like your spots, right? Like with the fragrance stores and all that stuff for that. The the hot bars, the beaches, and all that. You'll be our tour guide.
I
You're gonna
love
guide us,
tourism
'cause
now. I used to
that's
do
your
that.
neighborhood.
I used to do that. I'm too old, man. I'm 55, but I
We
used to
can
do
still go
that.
watch the game or something at a bar.
Yeah, of
There's
course.
something cool.
Yeah,
I'm,
I feel like if I started drinking in Miami, it might get the best of me. I might not come back.
you might end up at a strip club there.
Matt's a good-looking dude, man. No homo, but he'll
Nah,
probably
it's
have like
kind of
five. He'll probably come home with like 5 phone numbers and like some diseases.
no.
Yeah,
Wear a
you'll
rubber.
you'll be
Yo,
giving shout out to Aventus. Aventus made it happen.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm gonna wear Club Dean Wheaton's man just because.
Hey,
Heavy.
let me tell you, South Beach, they're all drunk, and you get a hotel, and you know
There we
Drunk
go.
spring break. We gotta go on spring break.
that's how it
Hey,
is.
on spring break, all the college students are out there. It's lively. We'll
Yeah.
walk around making people test fragrances out.
Yeah,
That'd be dope.
Dude, honestly, y'all, that's a lot of fun to do. I've done it, I think 3 times now with Keith. Is the like outside testing stuff. It's if you're not nervous about talking to people, it's a lot of fun. Because some people will tell you to fuck off, and then they'll like,
Yeah. I don't have a hard time because I
well,
go
Matt,
drinking a
come
lot,
down
like in
here. We'll
bars and
do it,
stuff.
man.
yeah,
So I
dude,
don't have a hard time talking to people. But like even with my own friends, I don't really ask people on the streets, but I've asked my own friends, and I notice they don't mind checking out the fragrances. Like, oh, check them out, this and that. They'll get into it. Oh, let me see this one, or let me see this one. They'll give you their opinions, but they don't want to be recorded on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
You know, let me record them. Like, nah, like drop that. Like, kill that
exactly.
noise.
Like I can have women do it, but they'll be like, they'll get mad at you. Oh, I want all those videos taken down with me on it. That's how.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you?
If
Or you.
if I ever had a girl say it to me, I'll just blur her face out. I would edit it again and like just blur her face out. Like change her voice or something. I don't know.
Like you guys follow that channel Demi Moore? You know who or what's her name?
Oh,
Demi
Demi
something,
Rawling. Demi Rawling.
Demi
Yeah.
Rawling.
Demi Moore.
I follow Demi Rawling.
Yeah,
Is that
Demi Rawling. I saw this so you guys are familiar. Well, she has a pretty big channel. I'm pretty sure you all know. You all
Yeah.
familiar with it.
Apart from
She
never
did this
mind. I can see
video where she's walking
Part-
around like how you and Keith did. How you and Keith did. She did this video where she's walking around spraying fragrances and asking guys which ones they like. And a lot of guys were making fun of her. Like, fuck off. Like, don't record me. Like,
Good.
I mean, I've seen it happen to Jeremy too in his videos. Not everyone's going to be receptive to wanting to. I mean, like, so my first video I had, we didn't have testers or anything. We just had like, can we spray this on you kind of thing, and they were. I mean, some of them were okay with that, and then like the next video we had testers then, but like it's not the easiest thing to find people to do that. Like we would spend 8 or 9 hours outside and get like 4 or
probably
5.
only. Yeah.
yeah, because especially it's more to do with the once you whip out the phone and the camera, it's off-putting to people. Because I could go to Sephora, try out fragrances, and other people there that are shopping. What do you think of this one?
Yeah.
Not a problem. They're always like, oh, let me check it. They're real receptive. They'll talk to you. Oh, I like other just random customers, right? But if you bring out that phone, like, hey, let me record you and do a video, they're like, you know what? Get out of here with that.
That happened to me when I was in Dillard's, and we were like testing out all the Tom Fords and the Joe Malones, and I asked if we could film some reaction stuff, and they said, and like the girl like scattered away. Like, okay, well, I guess that's not happening.
Yeah.
Jubilation. Yeah, I haven't tried that one. I hear a lot of hype on it.
Nice.
You know, we're just talking about it. I've never tried it myself, though.
It's a very good winter fragrance. If you like those resinous types of fragrances, it's very good.
Hey,
yeah,
Miami. What are your thoughts on the Happy Land line? Like, I saw that. I think it was the. Huh?
The ones that some are good, some are bad. I gave away the Green Irish Tobacco.
Really?
Danielson. There was another one I gave to him I didn't like, but Home for the Holidays is awesome.
Yes, I just reviewed that one, or like a.
Art Noir is awesome. The Barbershop is awesome. He has more good than bad. Alexandria, I would say, has more bad than good. A lot more bad than good.
Really?
Hey, Neil, do you like have you tried? I just finished doing a video on Ferrari Uomo. It should be up probably tomorrow. So I'll put it up tomorrow or the next day. But have you tried that fragrance?
I'm not sure.
Ferrari Uomo. That reminded me right now that you were talking about the barbershop fragrance because I remember you said you like CK Escape, right?
Yeah.
So I like CK Escape too. I find it to be a nice fragrance, and I just tried a decan of the Ferrari Uomo, and I feel if you like CK Escape, you might like it. So you should probably try it out.
Oh, okay. Okay, thanks.
Hey, David, I could see the resemblance, man. You see that comment David just put up? That one's for you, man.
What is that?
That comment David just put up is for you, bro.
Blue
It's a reference. It's a reference to a movie.
You never seen that movie, Blood and Blood Out, man?
Blue eyes.
No, I'm not.
You haven't seen that movie? You gotta watch it. You know, you look like the main guy on the movie.
Yeah,
Oh, I did.
yeah.
No,
There's a
really?
guy that he's white and he goes to prison, and then they tell him to run with the whites, and he's like, "Nah, I'm running with the Mexicans." And like, hey, your eyes are turning brown.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. No, they're still pretty blue. They're still aqua.
Awesome to have all you guys.
Yeah,
How-
no, what's it called? What's the sense that starts talking about hot wings? Oh yeah, love hot wings. I would say best hot wings in the game. I haven't tried Buffalo Wild Wings, the hot wings, but Hooters, man. I like Wingstop, but Hooters are way better hot wings.
Hey, Miami, what's the average amount of time that it takes before you get a dislike on your videos? You think?
I don't know what his answer is, but I'm gonna give you an answer. I did a video of Tuscan leather, and that has its fan base.
Yeah.
Guess what happened when I said I didn't like it? I got 3 unsubscribes and one my first unlike.
Oh, your first downvote?
Yeah, and all my videos, that's the first unlike because I don't get a lot of views because I don't have like a big subscriber count. That's the first thumbs down I got in because and I think it was just because I gave a negative review on the Tuscan leather.
Dude, I have 2 that like every video is like within the first 5 minutes. Like, I swear they have like the notifications on. They have to. Like they're like, oh, Matt posting again. Dislike, close out of it. Like,
What are you doing, man? Hey, it's probably whoever didn't win the giveaway.
dude,
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah, man. You got some
my feedback, man,
that's
sad.
negative feedback on that one.
Yo, I had 40 dislikes on the video. 40. 20 likes, 40 dislikes.
Damn, because they didn't win. Tough crowd to please, man. Can't please everybody.
Yeah, you had like about 20, then you started hamming it up, like go ahead and give me more.
I'm like, yeah, I don't care. But like then they really start disliking it. I'm like, uh-oh, what did I do? Because like the not only that video, but the next video. Yeah, David, it is cool.
Yeah,
But
yeah, it is a lot of fun. This is the point of these live streams is, so we all chop it up, talk about our hobby.
yo, this is a problem, guys. This intense gold. Oh, that's some good stuff.
Is that the one by Parfums? Which one's that for? Parfums Vintage?
Yeah, well, Pineapple Vintage, yes. Pineapple Vintage Intense Gold.
Hey, what's up, Redneck? How you doing, man?
Ashton was right though. They upped the musk and they upped the pineapple. Rick, what's going on, man? Hey, Rick, did you see what I had gifted to me? No sound.
Yeah. Hey, can't hear you, Cali. There we go.
Oh, can you hear me now? All right, there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a reception.
Hey, Matt, I want to get your opinion on something really quick.
What's up?
So, what do you think about our date for men not being sent out yet?
Bullshit.
Or at least mine. Mine hasn't been sent out.
Bullshit. Like they should have told us that it wasn't in stock or they didn't have stock, and they should have had a thing on the website saying out of stock. You can't order this.
100% agree because, we paid the good money even with the discount. We still paid good money, and then I had expected the way he hyped the fragrance. It was going to be basically he was going to have orders ready to ship out, ready to supply. You have 900,000 subscribers. Don't promise something you can't provide.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
and so I called them and I asked them I was just like, when are these shipping out? And they could not give me a definitive date. They were like, well, we're shipping it to our warehouse in the United States. And I don't know if you guys know anything about like international orders like that. They can
They in customs for 1 minute.
sit in a customs for like 3 to 6 months. So it's gonna be 3 to 6 months before we get it. Like,
I mean, at this point, I wouldn't mind. I mean, even no matter how much I want the fragrance, I wouldn't mind a refund. At this point, I'm just kind of waiting around. Whereas I could have picked at least if I know it's going to be back ordered and there's a date where I can order it or whatever, I might take my chance and be like, okay, I'm going to pick up something else that I can review for my channel.
What is
the further away from payday I am, the more I want to refund. But then the closer I get to payday, the less I want to refund.
Yeah, exactly.
What's do you guys know the note breakdown on that date for men?
I just know it's a gourmand, and I believe he said it had four fruits on top notes, and I can't remember off the top of my head. I've been watching a few videos on it, and I seen him go around.
I have some inside information, guys, about what it's supposed to smell like.
I heard ultra malt.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard it smells like ultra malt, like really, really resembles.
I did pay PayPal, but dude, Ben, at this point, like, I'm just gonna wait for it, and I'm gonna call. I'm gonna call them every day and be like, where the hell is my date for men?
Let me know when you call, and I'll call right after.
Hey, what does
like a group phone call?
What does it go for?
Its retail price is $287, I want to believe, but with the VIP 50 discount, you end up paying like $121 or $125. I can't remember off the top of my head, but hey, I'm not rich.
It's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but I mean that was with the discount. Now, had I been like, maybe other reviewers might have purchased it before the discount or whatever. You know what I mean? Whatever you spent on it. My thing is just like, that's why I like the Facebook groups for fragrances. I get a tracking number. They tell me straight up it's going to be like 3 days, maybe you might get it sooner depending where they live, or if it's going to be like a longer shipment. Like I had a fragrance that I just got today that I was waiting 2 weeks for, but the seller let me know ahead in advance. Hey, I'm still waiting to get it. It's going to be at least 14 days before you get it. Cool. Give me a heads up. But when I'm just like kept in the dark, it's kind of like bad business.
Yeah, bad customer service. It's bad customer service. You want to be updated. Like, look, there has been a delay or whatever. It's going to be 2 weeks more or, some type of update. So you kind of know what's going on.
Something.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, that's just probably, being professional.
Yeah, but I mean, I could see this.
If they don't have something I want and they're lagging, they'll message you. You know what? We don't have this specific item, so we're gonna refund you for it, or it's gonna take an extra 4 days because we're waiting for so and so to be back in stock, or whatever. Some type of update.
I could see like his side to it. Like maybe it wasn't as so many people didn't order, but then again, that's hard to believe for me when you're doing a BOGO. So it's kind of hard to see. It's kind of hard to see both sides.
Hey,
like,
is Ben laughing at us here, or is he laughing at the price? I can't tell which one he's laughing at.
He might be laughing at both.
Ben, the wicked laugh.
Laugh at me?
Whoa!
That's funny.
Hey, see, like that's the thing. Everyone has a different opinion, and some people hated Office. Some people like it.
Yeah.
I actually got mine in today, so I'll be able to have my review up hopefully within a couple of days. But from what I heard in my personal, like what I've heard, what I've seen in reviews, people say that it's boring or it's this or it's that. But then you also have to think he stated it's for the Office. He wanted to create a fragrance that lasted and that projected, and from what I've seen, and that's what he did. You know what I mean? Which one?
Also, think about the perfumer he had was Alberto Maria's.
Yeah.
I tried maybe 5 fragrances of his. They're all safe, mass appealing.
Oh yeah, they are.
Everyone will like. They're nothing like. They're meant for everybody. I haven't smelled all his stuff, but the ones I have smelled, are something I would consider outside the box or niche.
No, I agree with you.
I don't know if he makes very many niche fragrances. He might. I think I looked at it and he had like maybe 2 or 3 men's niche fragrances from this past year.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
can you hear me
if
now?
you check out some of his other fragrances. This one falls in line with those.
Let me say something real quick because I was listening to you guys talk about Jeremy Fragrance. Now, my buddy Joel is good friends with him, he goes with me to Osme a lot, and he actually helped him decide which was the best fragrance. He chose between 4 of them, and he picked one of them, and that is Date for Men. And he said it's really good. So
Okay.
I think it's gonna really be good.
I can't wait to try it. Yeah.
And Maurice, who's my friend at Osme, said he wasn't very impressed with Office for Men, but he feels like Date for Men is truly niche.
Can't wait to
Okay.
check it out then.
Well, now
sounds good.
that could mean two things. That could mean that doesn't necessarily mean that's me good, because I mean niche fragrances are something that are designated for a certain group of people. So that could simply mean that it's like not as mass appealing. So I mean, and Office for Men is mass appealing.
Office
Next
for Men, Office for Men should have been called something like signature scent.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, because it's more of a signature every day.
But hey, it works. It's a good sell point of it, you know. In terms of sales,
I think Office for Men should have been called Compliments for Men, to be honest.
yeah, I can see that.
Party boy. Party boy.
Party
It's
boy.
so loud. I kind of want to
Yeah,
put it on.
you can't wear it in the office.
No. Well, I mean, I have, and
You have?
I rocked it heavily.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but it is loud. It's
Yeah.
and I mean,
But-
and I do get compliment on it. So I mean, like people do enjoy the smell of it. But it's like this, in my opinion, is going to be a much better office fragrance.
That's a good fragrance.
Yeah, the parfum version is definitely.
Who said that to you?
My friend or my subscriber Kyle.
Wow, you got lucky,
Yeah.
man. I wish
know.
somebody would send me a fragrance.
Dude,
Shit.
I'm still
the
like
parfum is pretty expensive too.
I never expect anyone to send me anything, because I mean look behind me. Look what I already have more fragrances than I can ever wear. But I mean,
But Blue de Chanel perfume is fucking incredible.
it's dude, and like I was saying in my live stream, this is right up my alley from like what I've been wearing recently. This is the woodsier, more like it's awesome. That's the one, you know.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
the EDT. I haven't tried the.
Oh, the EDT sucks.
I haven't tried the EDP.
Yeah,
The EDP is good.
And the parfum, I feel it's not for me. It's more of a dressed up type of
But-
fragrance, and I don't dress up a lot. Yeah,
The
that
parfum?
one is more like for like an office scent or for like a boss. Like it's not something.
hey man,
It doesn't fit the way I dress. I feel like I'm
if
more
you want to be a boss, and if you want to be the biggest boss in the room, you got to smell like the biggest boss in the room.
yeah. There you go.
When the EDT was out, I mean, a lot of people were hyping it before the EDP and the parfum. And I first sprayed it, and it was nice, but it went into like too many different directions. Like I guess you would say aromatic, but it didn't appeal to me. But when the EDP came out, I was like, wow, the EDP is nice. It's like
I haven't tried that one.
And I don't even know of an analogy, but the EDT just was all over the place. The EDP was just like, ooh, yeah.
To me, the
It's
EDP
awesome.
is safer. It's
For so
just
long.
safe kind of. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it's plain, but it's very safe. It's not like a rich.
What is the EDP or EDT?
No, the EDT.
Yeah. It was all over the place.
I didn't like it. Like it was just too harsh on my nose. Like the nose.
Yeah.
It didn't blend.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't blend. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. It was all over
Yeah.
the place. It didn't blend.
Yeah.
It bothered my nose too.
I haven't
Yeah.
tried the EDP yet. Maybe that one has a nice middle ground in between the two.
Yeah. I think the EDP is the best. But I wouldn't mind getting the perfume
You
for
did
free.
Yeah. That one.
Damn.
So all right, I'm gonna be doing a review of this whenever I get some wares out of it, right? So I was a little bit of research, and I tried finding this at discounters. They don't have them at like Fragrance Net. doesn't have
No,
them.
Chanel doesn't
You're not
have.
gonna find Chanel on discounters. It's
Well,
hard.
but they have the EDP or I think the EDT, not the EDP, at Fragrance Net. But this, or I think they had both. I don't know. But
Matt,
this
you
one,
hit the jackpot.
dude.
You hit the jackpot.
You
Whoever sending those gifts, hit the subscribe button on my channel right there, Cali Gent.
I don't know. He was just being very generous. He said that he was feeling very generous because of the holidays, and I just
Wow.
That was dope, man. Whoever sent that, shout out to you, man.
yeah no
Yeah, big ups for sure, man. That's showing love right there.
yeah and
That bottle ain't cheap either. I know that for a fact.
Hey, I'm good, Redneck. I'm good.
Joy's in the building. Joy, thank you for following, man. I've watched so many of your videos.
Hey, love
Hey,
your
what's
channel,
up,
bro.
man?
Yeah, the
dude,
EDP is the
yeah.
best.
Yeah.
Joy, how would you describe the EDT? Like Matt said it perfectly. It doesn't blend. It's like all over the place, right? When I first, everybody was hyping the EDT, and Joy was, back then he was still making videos, and I was watching. It just was all over the place, and everybody was hyping it, and I didn't understand the hype. But the EDP, hey, do me a favor, read his comments, because as soon as I click live comments, it kicks me off. But
Okay.
the EDP was just so well blended, and it's just perfect. The perfume is good too.
This one, it really surprised me. The last one that I had was the EDT, and this one's just light years. It's
Yeah, the EDT was, like you said,
different.
it bothered your nose.
Yeah.
I think some people say aromatic. But
I think
when I hear the word aromatic, I think it's just not well blended sometimes.
Well,
I would say the EDT is for the masses because that's a fragrance I smelled and I liked before I started collecting. Like way before I was like, this is a good one. So it's kind of like built for your everyday casual person. And I think that's why it probably sells more because it's made for everybody. And
I think it's
more like hardcore.
It's Chanel. It's Chanel. It's the Blue Day Chanel. It's their original, the first one they had, or the first Blue Day Chanel. They had.
So it's the one that built up the whole hype. Yeah, because it's a good one and it's popular outside of like the YouTube or fragrance reviewers community. It's popular outside in the real world,
You have the Dior Sauvage and you have the Blue Day Chanel. I mean, those are three kind of.
Those are probably the two most popular right now, like currently. And
that's Chanel's best offering.
Yeah. Well, you mean the best offering?
Chanel's best offering is their EDP.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Out of all their fragrances.
Yeah. Now, I've never personally smelled the EDP. I've only smelled the EDT, so I can't really comment.
But like you said, the perfume is light years ahead of the EDT, right?
Yeah.
So, but the EDP is in the same vein. It's very close. The EDP and the perfume.
I gotta try that one. I gotta try next time.
They're almost the same fragrance.
Okay.
Pretty much. The EDT is way different.
Yeah.
Like you said,
the EDP are like the EDP and the parfum are in the same ballpark, and
yeah. They're the same ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like in my personal opinion, the EDP, I do like the EDP. That's one that I have tried, one that I used to own, but my bottle did run out. That's how much I used to wear it. So in my personal opinion, I like that one better than the EDT. Just like you guys were saying. And like Cali Review said it best, that's just one that's a safe bet. It's kind of like mass appealing for people who aren't that into fragrances. If you're just looking to pick up something but once you start testing other ones and you already have like, how do I say, that experience, I think the EDP and the parfum is the best bet.
Yeah. Well, like the EDT of the Blue de Chanel and the EDT of the YSLY, they both sat on my shelves. It didn't the same thing.
EDT, yeah.
Yeah, no, man. I get that it's like crowd pleasing,
Yeah, everybody hypes it up. I don't understand why.
When I went to the store to check it out, like
cheap.
I want to go test it to see if I would like it, but I wasn't initially impressed with it. I did spray it on myself, walked around in the mall maybe about an hour or two, and I just wasn't feeling it. I seen, like you guys said, they hyped it. I was like, oh, I'm going to check this one out. Had a little bit extra cash to see if I want to pick it up, but it didn't do anything for me. Not knocking them because they have some pretty cool fragrances.
It's more generic to me than like Dior Sauvage, honestly. Like it's nothing that I never wore it. Like I wore it probably 5 or 6 times, and I had a full bottle of it, and just each time I was thinking I could be wearing something else.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%.
Matt, you have Coach Platinum?
I do.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a nice
Coach,
one.
yeah. Coach
And-
Flannel,
and
Coach
it's very
Tremaine, I like
affordable.
that. Yeah, it's really nice
It's very
price.
affordable. But so this is one fragrance where the opening is misleading to what it's going to be like.
The dry down
Um,
is real nice in that one. Yeah, I
it-
think
it-
the opening is nice. The dry down is nice.
The dry down is nicer than the opening, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
that's
opening
true.
has that to me, it's like a synthetic-y pineapple note to it with the Ambrox and Sauvage kind of feel to it. But that pineapple dies off pretty quickly, and then it turns into this creamy kind of vanilla
Yeah.
thing going on. Plus, the cap does this thing. Let me do it. Yeah. Plus, the cap does that. That's kind of cool.
Talking about the EDP and so forth, what do you guys think about the whole flanker thing? Those, when I first started collecting, like in January, that was kind of a new thing.
Usually
we never
flankers
did
are worse.
before. And that was a new thing. I was like, wow, they're just making the same fragrance over and just changing like one or two notes.
They usually
What
like either make the notes like you said, like they usually make them double, like stronger, something like one flanker that I was impressed with was Straight to Heaven Extreme by Killian, because in my personal opinion, it does it's more long lasting and projects a little better than the original Straight to Heaven. So that's one that I was happy with when I found that one.
I've never tried Elysium ever. I have no idea what it smells like, Joy.
Really?
I got it in.
I tried the Parfum Vintage. What is it? Sawyer for Home or something?
Oh,
like that?
Parfumes Vintage. I don't hear about Parfumes Vintage, man.
I tried their clone. I don't know how accurate it is to the Elysium, but I enjoy it. I thought
I just got
and I'm gonna get a decan of the OG Elysium because I like the clone enough. Well, I'm gonna try that out. The bottle's a little expensive, so I'm gonna get a decan and we'll go from there. But Elysium,
I just got
pretty good. At least the clone was pretty good.
I got the Elysium cologne in actually just today. I haven't tried the other one, but I just recently
bought Elysium.
Yep.
What?
How much did it cost, man?
I got it for $210. $210.
It's not bad.
Brand new in the box, and I'm not saying it's the best price, but I was eager to try it, so I picked it up.
It was 200
for 100
mil.
Huh?
The 100 mil bottle. 100 mil. Yeah.
I believe it was 100 milliliter bottle. I got it on Black Friday. They were selling like a bunch. They had the Enigma cologne. They had like pretty much everything from that line.
Yeah, for me, I have
this brand here, guys.
Yeah,
Babylon.
I have one.
What from Babylon?
Yeah. Hold on.
Here's it for. This is their Elysium X-Straight clone.
What do you think, Ryan? Have you tried the actual Elysium?
I have not, but I've tried like 3 clones of it, so I get a general grasp of what it's going to be like. Not the cologne, because from my understanding, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things. That's why I picked it up, the Elysium cologne.
Ooh. See that? All right here.
My thing is, I like to try the original, at least the decant first, so I can compare it to the clone. I don't like to get the clone and get the original.
I have the Uden. I want to see what their Uden smelled like. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not even half as good as the real Uden though, but it's a nice light Uden. Maybe 50. It's nice. It's a nice fragrance. Did you get yours for free? I had to pay for mine. I paid for it.
I got this. I won this through through TLTG. Ross.
It's okay. It smells nice. It doesn't really smell like the real Uden though, but it smells nice. I like it a lot.
So with this, okay, Elysium has its. If it's, I hope that the cologne that you have is not quite like this, but it's such a cluster of like citruses in the opening. It's just so much. Like there's so much going on there. Like
it's very citrusy, but it's very fresh.
I don't want to say it's not blended well, but like it's just so much. Like there's like the tangerine, the bergamot. There's like a little bit of pineapple. It's just
you're talking about what now? What are you talking about?
Elysium cologne.
Elysium cologne.
But now this is the clone of the X-Straight.
But I like a lot of citruses. But it's too much or something. You're saying?
It's a lot. It's a lot. Like there's both the sweet citruses and the darker citruses all in one. It smells like.
Really?
You know?
So you don't really like it?
I thought I don't like.
How is that?
I've worn this twice now, and I've had it for like 3 months. So
wait. Are we talking about the Elysium cologne, or you're talking about your clone?
My clone.
Oh,
Yeah, not the actual Elysium. No.
I thought you
okay,
said
yeah,
Elysium Cologne. Okay.
No.
So it's your clone of the Elysium cologne.
Cologne.
Okay.
Yeah. I was confused too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was
My bad.
lost.
No, but like I don't know, because I have
Man,
this clone, I have
you need
the
to support us, redneck.
Oh, the audio.
see Rick.
Have you tried the Elysium cologne, Miami? No.
I've never tried any Roja except in the shop at Osme. I've sprayed like their very expensive ones, and I was
Mhm.
really impressed. But I've never tried like this newer line or like
Okay.
the modern. You know, I smelled their ouds and like their classic fragrances.
Have you tried the Kristen Dior, those private, the more niche
Privé line?
ones? Yeah, the niche
Yeah,
out.
Privé, delicious. Can't pronounce Privé. Privé D. Basically, I can't pronounce the other name. Privé delicious. Something like that.
The exclusive line or whatever. You tried those, Neil?
Yeah, I've tried some of them, but I try them, just spray them, and like nothing really.
Nothing attention grabbing.
Yeah,
Hey guys,
yeah.
did y'all
Like
see my?
when I first sprayed Uden, I was like, wow, I love it. You know,
Uh-huh.
Uden, Zerjov Uden was like, because when I went to Osme, you know, I go there, I just spray and spray and spray and spray. And then after a while, you can't even smell anymore. It's kind of
Mhm.
weird. But
Mhm.
Yeah, no,
Uden
yeah.
was the one that really stood out to me. So I got this clone of Uden.
Nice.
Joy said Elysium cologne equals Aventus cologne for me. Fruity and fresh.
Oh, I hate that Aventus cologne.
I don't mind it.
It's horrible.
But it's more appropriate. You know what I mean? Like Aventus can be real loud and it can kind of be, it can be kind of annoying to people that are around
That's what I love
you.
about it.
I don't know. I don't mind it. It seems for me easier to wear, I guess.
How are those Babylon prices?
They're not bad. They're not bad.
What you get a 30 mil for?
I won mine.
I don't know. I think I paid $50. I paid about $50
yeah.
for.
Yeah, no, it's not bad.
What about that Andy Warhol, man? I heard that you said that's pretty good.
Dude, it is some of the best used to have in the collection.
It's
Yeah,
good.
you've been
It's good
hyping
for the
that
winter.
up. You got
It
me
is good.
pumped for
It
it.
is good for the winter.
Yeah, you got me pumped for it. Mine's already here. I gotta go pick it up tomorrow.
Aventus cologne. Everybody, did you get one of these in the mail for
Yeah,
free?
I did.
The Aventus cologne. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I really like.
I was pretty hyped about it. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty hyped.
I like this one a lot. It's called Zoologist Chameleon.
Oh, yeah, I just did.
Yeah, I've heard
I just tried out a bunch of their stuff like yesterday. I just tried out the elephant, dodo.
Elephant's nice. It's real green.
Elephant's nice.
Yeah, I liked it.
Wait. I'm curious.
I mean, it's okay. It's very green.
I heard bat smells like Figment Man. Is that true?
Yeah,
That's like,
some people get that dried fruit, and I think bat is the one with the overripened banana.
oh yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
Overripened banana.
Dodo.
I gave those to Christian.
There you go.
Christian and me swap. We swap stuff.
Right.
I have a Figment Man. I never tried bat, but I don't get any banana or anything like that from it. But I could see it smelling like a cave.
Yeah.
I could get
I
that.
don't know. That's a weird analogy. I think that's just a selling thing. You know?
To me, the elephant, it smelled like if you were like sitting underneath like a dirty elephant, like laying like in some mud and stood up and you're there. That's the aroma you get.
So you get the
Very unique.
So they nailed it. It smells like an elephant. They know what they were going for.
There's no. I couldn't relate it to anything I've ever smelled. Let's put it that way.
The zoo is zoologist, so it's meant to smell like a specific zoo.
Frederick Mall.
Okay.
Hey, go by the Frederick Mall counter. They'll always give you a couple samples of whatever
That's cool.
you want. When you go to the mall, Joe Malone will always give you free
Those samples?
samples.
Are you guys
Yeah.
familiar with any Byredos?
No, I can't say that I am.
No, I don't see. You know which one I want to try from Byredos is Mojave
David,
Gold.
David, I'm gonna say by the fireplace.
And they'll throw in 2. Look, I'll go buy Joe Malone, and they'll
That's
give you 2.
cool.
They're real
But
nice over
now-
there.
Have you tried their wood sage and sea salt?
I think that's what this is.
Yeah.
Joe Malone. You know what? Last time I went to the bar to watch you guys follow UFC. You know who John Bones Jones is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Who was his last fight? He was fighting
Yeah,
some other guy, some other white boy.
yeah, wood sage and sea salt.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
I went to watch that. I went to watch that fight,
My favorite from the house.
and the guy next to me.
It won't show. Yeah, this is wood sage and sea salt. So, what do you think about it?
I enjoyed it. It's my favorite from the house, but the longevity kind of sucks. It doesn't last like as long as you think it would, I guess. But
I
it has,
heard that's an issue with
the sea salt is kind of piercing.
It's
So
nice. That opening is nice. It's I like it.
the sea
It's
salt is kind of piercing.
unisex.
It is unisex. So the sea salt is kind of piercing. So I like using it like when I had my little sample before I got my clone of it. I used it as like a refresher, I guess.
Yeah.
And when I got my clone of it, the clone of it lasts longer on me, so I could wear like actual like a cologne, you know. But that only lasted on me for like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's nice. It smells nice.
Yeah.
Hey Matt, have you tried Un Bois Vanille by Serge Lutens?
I have not.
It's UNBOIS. It's probably Bois. Un Bois Vanille. That one is incredible.
Yeah.
Un Bois Vanille. UN like underdog.
Yeah.
Bois BOIS Vanille. VANILLE. I'm blown away by that fragrance, man. I'm blown away by that fragrance.
I was gonna tell you when I was at the
When you
when I was
mentioned
at
the
the bar
check
watching,
earlier.
I was gonna say when I was at the bar watching that fight, there was a guy wearing Joe Malone, but because he smelled real good, and I told him, "What are you wearing?" And he told me it was Joe Malone, but I can't remember the
Damn,
name
I
of
lost you again.
the fragrance.
Well, their what is it? What's it? And sea salt is like they're like most popular. One of the most popular they have. Oh yeah. So this is drying down to be a really nice scent. This
Which
this
one's that one?
the clone of Elysium. It's drying down to be way less harsh. Like it's the harsher, louder, brighter citrus notes are kind of dying down a little bit and kind of meeting up with the darker notes that are there.
Yeah, no, man. When you were describing it, I was about to say, hold up. I was gonna have to crack it open right now. When you were describing, I thought you were talking about the original. I was like, clone. I was like, hold up. Let me go open the package real quick.
But Miami, how close is your clone? You think?
How close is my clone?
Yeah, your Babylon.
Not even close. Not
Not
even
even
close.
Okay.
Maybe 50%. But it
damn.
smells good. The thing is, let's be honest, it smells good. It doesn't smell like Uden, but it smells nice. Now, I
Okay.
think sometimes with a lot of Alexandria, they don't smell nice. They may try. I think you have to go for smelling nice, and sometimes they try to get so close to the fragrance, but it isn't the fragrance, and it just sucks.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
this really doesn't smell. I mean, if I sprayed this and if I sprayed Uden and said, "Oh, are they the same?" and everybody said, "No, they're not even similar," but
Yeah.
like
So-
like 50%, not even
Yeah, like you could have two
50.
fragrances that are completely different, but they could both be really like Savage and Bleu de Chanel, completely different, but people love both.
Yeah.
Right. So my next two like decants that I plan on buying is going to be Elysium, like a decant of the actual Elysium, and a decant of a 540, Baccarat Rouge 540. Just because
I heard Ben was saying that on Scentbird you could get the Elysium for $15 for a decant.
you probably can, but I don't. I've had Scentbird in the past, and it just
We're not a fan of the.
Hey Jay, did
Yeah.
Semper contact you?
Yeah.
Yeah, they contacted you. Yeah, they contacted me a while back. They're like, what? We'll give you free. We'll give you free.
They'll give me
Decants.
6 decants as long as I
Yeah.
recommend it to all you guys to check it out.
Yeah. No,
Maybe
they said that.
seriously, depending on the price for the decant,
Maybe real quick.
and you know it's a company that's gonna give you the real
No,
thing.
Semper will give you free stuff, but
If you say,
They're-
"Oh, this is good,"
you gotta like read from the script though.
Joy asked, you guys
They
tried
contacted me like with 300 when I had about 300 subs. They contacted me, and I said no, I'm not interested.
yeah, I'm not gonna read from a script.
I like Naxos. Naxos, in my opinion. You know, it's a nice honey tobacco. You know, I do like it. It has great projection, great longevity.
Is that Uden?
Naxos.
Oh, that's not
Ooh,
Naxos.
watch out. That's not
Like, it's a
good,
nice-
Matt.
It's a nice tobacco. In my opinion, the tobacco is a little more dominant than the sweetness and, like, you know, the honey that you get out of it. But I mean, I still really like it. You know, I have one. I believe I have the 100 milliliters. I got it for a great price. I was really impressed. I like it. Great longevity, great projection.
It's good
If
fragrance.
you like honey, you know,
It's
the
a
tobacco
more tobacco dominant.
in my personal opinion, it's more tobacco dominant. Yeah.
Have you tried tobacco oud from or oud tobacco from?
No, I haven't tried that one.
I was gonna ask you which one do you think smells better?
See.
So I'm like,
I know you.
I get a lot of it's very sweet tobacco. That blends real well with the honey.
Okay, listen to me on this one. Jeremy went inside Osme, right? And he had all these Zerjoffs lined up, the entire line. And he asked a girl, I think it was a blonde girl, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? She didn't like any of them except Uden.
Really?
Yeah. There's a video out there, yeah, that Jeremy put out. She only liked Uden. She was like, I'll give that a 5. I'll give this a 4. I'll give this a 6. She smelled Uden. She goes, oh my God, that's a 10.
It doesn't surprise me. I mean, what is she like a fragrance enthusiast, or is she? Just
No, I guess it was just some girl he was with, a blonde girl.
I agree, Joy. I like
You know what I'm gonna tell you?
and on Instagram.
If you wanna go by compliments by girls' opinions, Armani Code. Every girl, when I was in college, every girl was like, "Oh, that's like the best fragrance,
Dude,
Yeah.
y'all,
super sexy."
this is one of the most complimented fragrances that I have in my collection. I have not met a girl who will enjoy this yet.
What do you think, Matt?
That's a
Your
good one.
personal
I
opinion
like
on
that one
Naxos.
a lot
What do you
too,
get more of? Honey, tobacco? You think it's well balanced? I get the tobacco notes in this one more. I'm not saying it's not sweet because it still is. You know, you got that nice sweetness to balance it out.
It's
But
like
just on my
it's like dipping a tobacco leaf in honey, you know?
yeah.
But like, and not like a sugary honey. It's like a legitimate like a
Yeah.
natural, you know, because
Well,
it's not overly.
Matt used to roll dip blunts in honey.
That's what I was trying to think.
So burn. Back in the high school days.
I mean, yeah. Yep. I mean, I'm just kidding. What?
I gotta try that Uden, man. No, I'm really curious now because this one was pretty good. I did like Naxos. I want to try that other one though. He said it's good. I gotta check it out. Record was right there. Naxos is much easier.
Uden gets like zero hype in the fragrance community, but you know he went through all 10 fragrances and she was giving all of Zerjoff's 4s and 5s, and he was getting pissed. He's like, what? That's one of the top selling fragrances. This is very hyped fragrance. And then he got to Uden, and she goes, "Oh my God, this is a 10. I love it."
Have you tried Uden Overdose?
No, I think Matt owns Uden Overdose.
Me?
Matt?
You own. I've never tried that one. I've never tried that one.
So my plan is here, guys, to get this entire row be Zerjoffs.
I was in the cook.
That's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
$1,000.
You need to get the top row Killian.
That depends on where you buy it from, my guy.
Get the top row Killian.
Where do you
The
get
next one I have
for
here-
cheap?
You know, Kushik.
I picked this one up for $175, something like that.
Hey,
I won this.
I want to try that Hindu cook.
I got this one for $9.
I have my
You
friends check out my fragrances
Yeah,
sometimes.
Matt, you have a lot of good luck, man.
I
Yeah.
have some.
You do a lot of live,
Shit.
you do a lot of live streams and start getting people's phone numbers and having personal conversation.
I
Related.
gotta say, I'm poor and I can't afford any fragrances. Maybe they'll send me
No,
something.
no. I have some good luck, but I also have great people that I know, like Cali Gent right above me. I mean, it's not just my luck. It's also
Yeah,
that
friendships. You
this
start
community is very generous. It's very caring. You know.
Yeah, yeah, that's a big part of how. Yeah, that's what the community is about. Is about making friendships. How I have plenty of friends in the real world to talk sports, millions of them. But to talk fragrances, I gotta look. Like nobody gives a shit about those conversations out here in the real world. They're like, I don't. They don't want to talk about that. So you build relationships on Facebook and on YouTube to talk about your hobbies. The only
What I found,
hobby is like boxing, football, basketball.
in my opinion, it's one of the most accepting communities. What I've seen so far. I mean, like I think I'm at I don't have too many subscribers. I'm at like 70 something. But the ones I do have, they give awesome feedback. Great ideas for videos and stuff like that. And Matt was a big help. Like initially when I started out, I just hit him up in a comment. I didn't think he was gonna reply. Replied, hit me up through email, and then he hooked me up, gave me great ideas and everything, man. So
yeah,
my personal
with the fragrance community, you gotta do top 10 lists.
dude, hey,
I hate doing top 10 lists, man.
Hey, no lie, bro.
Kill my top 5 list.
I've heard that
real quick.
I heard that from my buddy Colin. Shout out to Colin. He's one of my subscribers, bro. He's like, hey man, he's like, you're doing some pretty good reviews, but I recommend you check out top 10 list. He's like, people like to see more fragrances in a shorter period of time, and you can wear these in winter, you can wear these in fall. These are perfect for date night. Just short descriptions, So I actually had that plan, and I wanted to ask you guys to take what's your favorite boozy fragrance? It's one that I'm trying to put together.
Yeah, before you guys answer that, let me give you one.
I think you have it. Straight to Heaven is the best boozy fragrance.
Second,
one thing I can tell you guys,
single malt Bacchus.
is that
behind
straight to Heaven.
Behind.
Matt, Straight to Heaven is amazing. It really is the best boozy fragrance.
No, I'm saying behind it. Behind it is single malt.
Okay. See, I got apple brandy, single malt, straight to Heaven extreme, and then I just had vodka on the rocks coming today.
You wasted money on that.
Hey, when I work out a deal,
I had it completed. Collection purposes.
Did you get it for under 100?
Yeah,
I got it for
that apple brandy. We're gonna pay for that too.
How much? 120? Oh yeah.
No, it wasn't. You got 120. Let me have you connect. It wasn't 120.
Hey,
I was so unimpressed with that. I was so unimpressed.
Really?
Miami,
what didn't you like?
I just didn't think it was special. It's like vodka on the rocks. It's just like it says vodka. It smells like liquor, like something you drink. Yeah.
What do you think? Vodka on the rocks. It smells like vodka on the rocks. And if you smell before ice with vodka, it's not an interesting smell, but it does smell authentic, exactly like it.
What about apple? What's your take on apple brandy and
Oh man, apple brandy was my drink for years, homie. It was my drink from high school till like 24. From like 17 to 24, I would drink that shit like almost every day because at that time you're just partying and messing around. I would drink like a cup like this. I'll walk around with a styrofoam cup like this to class and to
the cup. The fragrance. What's your take on the fragrance? You guys tried that one, apple brandy?
I haven't tried the fragrance, but I like the drink. So if it smells anything like it tastes, it's a wrap.
Okay, so guys, I think tonight I'm going to do a top 10 list of fragrances to buy for spring of 2020.
Spring of 2020?
I'm going to bring the first 2020 top 10 list.
Spring is a good it's an interesting time of the year too, because you could whip out some freshies and you could whip out some darker scents because the weather's crazy around that time. It's transitioning.
Plus, it's time for Christmas. Everyone's gonna be looking for stuff to buy down the road, anyways. You know what I mean? In the summer.
I don't know if you were tuned in earlier when me and Cali Reviews first started, but we're talking about like collecting, basically what's your strategy. And I was telling him my strategy is to pick up, say we're in fall or winter, I like to pick up summer and spring fragrances because you get them for a lot cheaper. The sellers are trying to move them out, especially if it's like on a Facebook group and they have just excess stock. So that's what I do. What would you guys say is one of your biggest strategies? Like, what do you guys do when you're collecting fragrances? Is there a certain way you collect them, or a certain way you pick them up, or do you just
That's a good question. That was one of the top main things of this video. Then we just went off course and wilded out.
For me personally, at this point now, I'm trying to go more off of looks. I guess. I mean, looks and sense at the same time. So like, I'm buying significantly less stuff now because I'm taking in how it looks.
You're going for the luxury.
You know, like because I want something that you know the aesthetic is nice, so that it looks nice, and also
surge off.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I mean, yes, it's more expensive, but I'm also buying and getting significantly less.
Yeah. Also, when people come in your house, they're looking at your dresser, your shelf, and it's looking more stylish, more pimped out.
Right.
Know,
right now, it's a mess.
Yeah, when you have certain type of boxes, it makes a big difference because I know when they come here, if I have a certain type of box on the a fragrance has a certain type of box, it grabs people's attention. More like, what is this? Like it looks important. You know, it looks important. They want to smell it.
You know.
Joy asked.
That's why I want the whole thing there.
Joy asked. He said whiskey and rum are my favorite boozy notes. Yours? I would have to say rum is one of my favorite boozy notes. What about you guys?
I like cognac. I like cognac smell.
Straight to heaven, rum.
Yeah, there you go.
Rum's a potent note too.
Yep. Rum. I mean, it's the most like pleasing to the nose, in my opinion. You know, and it can be done in a way that's like not like it doesn't smell like somebody. It doesn't smell like you've been drinking. I guess it makes sense.
Yeah. It has a little bit more of. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like I like cognac. It has a little bit of licorice. Not licorice, like a syrupy texture to it.
Nice. What was that? The question?
Yeah, the boozy notes. I said which boozy notes you like. I was saying cognac because it has a syrupy feel to it. And you were saying rum. Rum is more like what, like sweet kind of.
Yeah, and rum can come like kind of cold.
Rum extract, like rum extract.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Like and rum, from my experience with it, blends real well with like vanilla. So like if it starts off with that real boozy rum heavy note, it can dry down like kind of how the straight heaven extreme does.
Yeah, the double dose vanilla, double dose rum,
vanilla.
Talking about boozy notes. When you guys drink, if you go out somewhere, what's your thing? You like beer, whiskey, rum, IPAs, anything else? What's your jam?
I don't drink that much.
Yeah,
I'm with what's it called? Yeah, I don't drink. I'm with Miami. I don't drink that much either, man.
I have to put my money for fragrances. I gotta put my money for niche.
Hey,
I like to smell like I don't like.
Hey, that oud liqueur that we drank, what's his name? Jensen's, Ashton, and George. That shit was good, man.
I thought you guys struggling with. I saw that.
No, but it was good.
You guys like this shit is.
No, but it tasted delicious. It's just like it just warms your whole. It's like warm and chilly, man.
Air freshener.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a secret. People don't like this. Some people don't like to do this, but I'm gonna tell you something, Neil. When you drink hard liquor straight like that, without mixing it with a chaser with soda or something, you gotta put an ice cube.
Why?
Because it softens the blow when you take the shot.
Oh.
Yeah, because
okay. Listen, even though I was like, it felt good. It wasn't like like it felt bad. It was like
any hard liquor is gonna give you that burn.
But you're gonna be like, but it feels good. It hurts so bad, man.
Yeah, it's gonna burn because it's potent. It's a high concentration. But yeah, put an ice cube. Always ask on the rocks, or if you go to a bar or somewhere to drink, tell them, can I get it chilled? What they'll do is they'll grab an ice cube with some like clamps or whatever you call them. They'll grab an ice cube and they'll pour it over the ice cube, and from the ice cube will go into the cup. So that way it kind of it changes the texture where it feels cold and more it won't burn as much.
Hey, have you ever smelled pure oud? I mean, it's not a fragrance; it's just oud, like real oud.
No, I have not.
Oh my god, that shit smells so good.
Well, if you smell off signature,
it's like you get like a little bit. It's like 5. He goes, George brought it out. He goes, I said, George, don't put it in my hands because I don't want to drop it. With like a little bit, like $5,000. He goes, this is pure oud, and it smelled incredible,
Yeah.
luxurious, better than any fragrance.
His favorite drinks are Corona and Jack Daniels.
All right.
Right.
Hey guys,
Jack Daniels is a popular one. Jack Daniels and Coke is popular.
you hear me?
What's up?
Cheap Sense has a huge announcement. I'm gonna play it here so we hear what's going on.
Yeah, let it ride.
Whoa, what's up?
Them viewers jump up quick.
I don't know.
You guys are amazing.
I'll let it roll. I don't know, but it's rolling.
Okay.
He has a big announcement.
Yeah, huge announcement. It says
Huge.
huge. Hold on.
What's his huge announcement?
I don't know.
Live stream drink out. We all drinking in the next live stream.
No,
Yeah,
y'all. So my drink changes
I got a lot of vodka.
by the season. My winter drink is a rum and coke, and my spring summer drink it pretty much revolves around me being like by a pool, I guess. And like the girls that I'm with like to drink sweeter stuff, so I'll get like Red Bull, some sort of vodka, and some sort of juice. And
Yeah, I hear you. That's why I used to drink apple brandies a lot for a while because I didn't like when I was like 2022, I didn't drink a lot. So I mean I did, but I didn't like beer. So I used to drink a lot of like sweeter drinks. So I used to have the apple brandy or mix apple juice with brandy or with tequila.
David Sanchez was asking which Happy Land fragrances are you guys' favorite. Mine has to be Home for the Holidays. I actually did a first impressions on Home for the Holidays, Signature, and Some Loco.
Let me tell you.
So I
Let me let me chime in on this. Turn down Cheap Sense. I got a big announcement too.
sorry,
Yeah, this is a good question. That's a good question. Now.
Fuck it.
I want to hear what you guys
No,
Sorry,
listen. So I said to Ashton, Ashton, here, try these fragrances out. And if you don't like it, forget it. I'll take them back. And he smelled Home for the Holidays. And there's a big difference between the version I have and the version Cheap Sense has and everybody else has, right?
I don't like it.
No, because you have the old version. I have the new version.
Okay.
Okay, because there's no coffee in the new version. Everybody says, "Oh, there's coffee," because you have the old version. So
Yeah.
I told EJ, I don't like that at all. I said it's not that good. I don't like it because he always sends me stuff, and I'll say no, it's not good. But he goes, I already sent it out to everybody this time. And I was like, I don't like it. I'm not going to review it. And then I said it's too much coffee, and so he changed it. Yeah, and he sent me the new batch, and there's like almost zero coffee, right? And it's like all like Christmas. It smells like freaking Christmas, like, right? So Ashton, wait, hold on. So Ashton smelled it, and he's like, "Oh my god, this shit is incredible." He's like, he was sniffing his fucking arm for like 2 minutes. He's like, "Whoa, this stuff is really, really good."
Nice.
He goes.
Yeah,
He was impressed. He wasn't that impressed with Signature. He was like, "Yeah, it's very nice," but the version of Home for the Holidays that I had to give it away to him, right? So I don't have anything now, but it's helping out EJ or whatever. He was he was sniffing his arm for like 2 minutes straight. He's like, "This stuff is great."
That's one that he just sent me was the older one, and like you said, it's like as soon as you spray it, the coffee it's like a strong dark coffee. I can't remember exactly like what coffee it resembles, but like just in your face coffee with like some spicy notes and like maybe a little bit of sweetness. But like you said, the coffee was it's a strong coffee fragrance because. And I said that in my video. I was like, I believe it's intoxicated in Black Phantom. They say
did he send it? Did he send it to you for free? Or?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So he gave you the old version. I think he's only giving the newer version because I think he created so much of the old version that he's giving the fragrance reviewers the older version. And so if you buy it, if you buy it, it's okay. Like the old version is like clear.
Yeah.
But the newer version is like yellow.
Wait, hold up. Let me get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on? Hey, what do you think that his huge announcement is?
I don't know.
Yeah, I've been wanting to I just ordered some from
This one right
Central
here.
Sessions, and I'm gonna order. Probably my next one will be
It's got a
Happy
little
Land.
color to it, right?
Yeah.
It might be the newer version. Yeah, because let me get my old version out.
Joy, have you tried this one right here? Home for the holidays? If you have, let me know your take on this one, man. I'm interested to hear your take on it.
Hey, you should have told Keith to hop on the live stream and announce his news right here. I'll send him a link, a message.
I'm about to hop off of here. One, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna eat my dinner, and then I'll do my top list.
All right, cool.
So yeah,
Next time I let him know.
Yeah.
Hop on.
Well,
message him. Okay, it's been good, man. Been
All right,
good
fellas.
right here. On the
Okay.
comment section, put a link to your channel so when people hop back on, they can see your link and
Yeah,
follow
here's my
you.
old version. It's almost like clear.
Clear.
Yeah.
But the thing is, with the new version that I gave to Ashton is like yellow.
This one, it has like a yellow tint to it, in my opinion. But in this one,
yeah, this one doesn't have any yellow, so yours might be the newer version.
I like this one. Like I said, and to me, I still got some coffee notes. I was able to distinguish it. Right away. I also picked up like spicy notes and then like a sweetness, like it was like a pumpkin pie sweetness.
I mean, I like it, but I told EJ,
Yeah.
I said, EJ, I'm not going to review it. I like it, but if I don't love it, I'm not going to review it. And
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
always
he
good
says,
to
okay,
do.
I'll work on it and switch it around and make it better.
Yeah, it's always good to give
Because I didn't like 7 either. I didn't like 7. I didn't like the Green Irish Tobacco.
Have you tried Plum Loco?
It's
No,
good
I
to
haven't
give the
tried that one.
perfumers like the constructive criticism. That way, if they get enough complaints about the same thing, they get an idea of what to tweak or what to
Yeah.
change. Or
Plum
yeah,
Loco has like it opens with like fruity notes and then like some leather, but the leather, in my opinion, is not as dominant, so it's nice. It's subtle. I really did like the fruity notes in that one.
And there's
It's
another
pretty
one
nice.
he gave like with strawberry or something. I didn't like that one either.
I haven't tried that one.
Yeah, it's weird.
I need some melon fragrances and some strawberry fragrances as well. I don't have any of that.
Melon and strawberry. I can't say that I've tried melon and strawberry.
I was thinking that Mucala from Montel, it has a strawberry and what else is the other note it has? But I know that they say that one of the main notes is the strawberry. So I kind of wanna. I'm thinking about buying that one.
Let me check my favorites.
For me, but sometimes depends what they mix it with. 'Cause it can come off as a bit like youthful, like more like Taylor Swift. You know, like.
That's my favorite. So your guys' favorite. Mine are in up to this.
Yeah,
I
but
haven't tried your cafe.
That's the thing that I'm thinking to look into about as far as clones. 'Cause I don't really bother with them, but then I seen some guys and I was like, let me try some then. Outside of Duo, that I hadn't tried any other ones. And then I was like, you know what? I ordered the Central Obsessions. I was like, we'll see how that goes, and maybe I'll order some Happy Land fragrances too, and see how those go as well.
I have some.
Mm-hmm.
I have some from Central Obsessions coming in. I haven't tried them or been able to review them. I have some coming in.
Yeah, I ordered some. They got here today. I just didn't go to the post office. 'Cause I have to ship to the post office, so I have to go pick them up. And I mean, his prices are really good prices. They're very reasonable. That's a great place to start and see how you like the fragrances. I just haven't picked them up, so I'll pick them up tomorrow and I'll probably do a video on them. Not a video on them, but just a video showing which ones I bought. And
You can hear me, right?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, the Sensual Obsessions, the Aventus one, I wasn't impressed at all. The opening was real nice, but the fruits and all that, the pineapple or whatever, dried down really quick, and the wood is kind of disgusting. like after about 15 minutes, it's like you smell that disgusting wood, and it's just not nice at all. I think I said that in my review. I was like, I don't recommend it, but I just didn't like it at all. I didn't want to get into it and rag on it. The Aventus cologne is actually better because he mixed two fragrances together pretty much. He mixed his Aventus cologne and another clone, and it smells pretty good. And the opening lasts for about 45 minutes or so. And that one was good. His Aventus cologne's pretty good. And
Have
he
you
has
tried his
another one.
Viking?
No.
I ordered the Viking. I'm a big. I really. The more I smell it, I really like Creed Viking. I think it's my favorite Creed.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like Old Spice, but it's much nicer than Old
Oh,
Spice.
way better than Old Spice. Old Spice is a nice fragrance. It has a nice
But
clean smell to it.
but Jay, let me tell you something.
Mhm.
They all use something called gas chromatography,
Mhm.
and they can't for instance, Viking. I don't think they can clone it well. Um, they could clone. They can't clone Creed Aventus well. Certain fragrances they just can't clone well. Because it's like they're using that machine, and they can maybe hit the top notes and the bottom notes, but they can't hit the heart, or they're missing some notes in the heart, so it's off.
It's like McDonald's.
Now,
McDonald's has the secret ingredient and the secret sauce.
yeah, yeah,
Where they go, how do they make that sauce? So the other
that's
Jack
it.
and
Yeah,
could copy them, and they can't. They can't
it's
because they don't
called
even give the
it's
word for
called
the recipe.
it's
They just
called a
give them the
captive
powder already
molecule.
made, and they just mix it.
It's called a captive molecule. So they can't get that captive molecule. So to bring out the specialness, whatever, more special. I don't know what you call it, but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like KFC. They order Tyson chicken, but you don't know the secret is in the recipe that they make that skin taste the way it does.
yeah,
No
yeah,
other chicken place can do
yeah,
it.
yeah. And I've smelled Creed Viking clones. I don't think they can clone that well
It's one of those fragrances that's hard to imitate.
for whatever reason. Yeah, they
Yeah,
use the machines.
that's all. I
It's
thought
like a
so.
scientific machine, and they like I said, the machine can figure out what's in there, and it separates it, and then you put them together. It'll say it has these aroma chemicals like long chains of letters and numbers, and they can figure out, and they just put it together. And like
Yeah,
with the Uden, but the thing is with the clones, okay, Blue de Chanel, they can't clone Blue de Chanel. All all the Blue de Chanel clones suck. I have this one. It sucks. Blue Memoir.
I agree. Blue de Chanel is one of those fragrances.
Yeah,
No one could make it.
it sucks.
They don't necessarily all smell bad, but they never smell close to the real thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know if it's because what's that name? Andy Warhol is discontinued, and maybe they're allowed to actually use all of the
Okay.
same ingredients. That might be it. That now they
I
can
see.
actually because it smells exactly like Andy Warhol. I don't know if any other clone houses are different from this one. I bet you they're all the same. I bet you they all smell the same. But with Sensual Obsessions, it's the cheapest one. And I think he's actually improved his bottles too. I think his 50 mils are like nicer bottles now.
Yeah, I think I seen a post like maybe a couple
Yeah,
days back. I'm saying that
yeah,
he needs some new bottles.
yeah. So
Okay. Yeah. That's one of the ones I ordered was Creek Viking because I get you what you're saying. It's gonna be one of those that's hard to imitate
yeah,
because I really like that fragrance and I was like the only thing I bought them and I didn't really. I mean, I did want to buy it, but I didn't really want to drop the money I dropped on it. I was like, oh, like I really don't want to spend that much, but I do like it, so I was like, you know what, like let's just go ahead and buy what I can. But yeah, to me, that one, I've tried Royal Oud. I have to do some videos on it. I tried Royal Oud, Silver Mountain Water, Melicinium, Imperial, Vetiver. and Viking. And I think it's Viking and Millicent and Pure are probably my two favorite.
From Creed.
Yeah, from Creed.
Have you ever tried Boys de Portugal?
I heard that one's. I heard
Nah,
nothing but great things. I heard it's pretty fire. I haven't tried it in my personal.
I haven't. Yeah,
It's
I haven't tried it either.
it's kind of old school, but I think that's their best one by far.
Okay. Yeah,
Aventus
I know
is
you
their
like. I know
most
you like a lot of fragrances that have that '80s type of feel to them.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know this from the ones you told me
Bo-
you like. I was
Boys to
like that.
Portugal. Boys to Portugal is a very special fragrance, man. It's a very
I'll
special
definitely try to
fragrance.
check that one out then.
But
Yeah,
you
I
know
gotta
what?
try it out.
How old are you, David? Hello?
How old am I?
It's
Yeah.
Jesse.
25.
Huh? What'd you say?
25.
Oh, 25. Oh, you might not like it. But your name's David, right?
Jesus.
It's Jesse. Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, I'm sorry. I am
All good,
sorry.
man.
Yeah, boy. Oops, I didn't. But Jesus, Boys
Yes,
to
sir.
Portugal is an amazing fragrance, man. You have to
I'm
try
gonna
that one,
check that out. Yeah.
but
Yeah,
you
I
may not
want to
like
try
it.
Royal Mayfair, and I want to try what was the other one?
Is it
There's another
Virgin
one.
Island
Royal Mayfair was one of the ones I want
water?
to try.
I have that one coming in.
'Cause I tend to like more fragrances that are not as popular. Not always. Sometimes I nobody likes them, and then I don't either. But a lot of times, fragrances that not a lot of people like, I tend to gravitate towards.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of? Let's see, Creed Green Irish Tweed. You like that one?
You know
I
what?
like that one.
I
Smell
hate it.
Cool water, and everybody says it smells like cool water, but I've never tried Green Irish Sweet.
It's not. It doesn't smell special. Here's
No.
another shitty one. Look, Fire Island by
Oh,
Bond
that's the
Number
one
Nine.
that
You've tried that one? It
no,
sucks.
Benji said he hated it.
It
Scented House
sucks.
fragrance. He said it sucks. Yeah, I haven't tried it.
Oh man, this is let's see, Anicio, the magnetic blend one.
I haven't tried that one.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not familiar with any.
Anicio, I'm not impressed with, man. Now, Ormond Jane is, yeah, I can't. I have to move my hand. But Ormond Jane makes good fragrances. They use beet alcohol instead of perfumers alcohol, and that really kind of sets them apart. You know, so beet.
Was there any initio that you did like, or you weren't impressed with the whole house?
I mean, like I just went to Osme and sprayed and sniffed, and
Mhm.
it was like you know the price,
Yeah,
and it's like okay, like
yeah, I get what you're saying.
like I just smelled that sea salt and fig. I think Jay likes that one.
Yeah,
You saw
I
he
and
does.
was
fig.
I wasn't impressed with that at all.
You saw and fig by who?
Sea salt and fig. You like sea salt and fig, right?
I like the. You mean the Gap one or whatever?
Oh, I think that was Matt. No, I think that was Matt talking about that
Yeah,
one.
I think that was.
Oh, Matt.
Yeah,
Oh, Matt liked it.
no, sea salt
Yeah,
and fig.
I
Nah,
just smelled it for the first time. That Joe Malone sea salt and fig.
Yeah,
I'm not impressed with it, man. Yeah, I like Boys to Portugal though. This they give you these at the store, which is cool. They'll give you a little.
oh, okay, that's cool. Yeah.
That this is a good one. Just go to the store. Do you have a mall by you, Jesus?
Now I live in a small town, so the nearest one's probably like
Ah.
an hour out. But I'm heading there Friday. I got to pick up some new
Yeah,
clothes.
this is magical. You know,
You got
it's
no.
not. It's very soft. It's very. Yeah, maybe it's not like a powerhouse. It's just clean, but not.
Yeah.
David is Latin for Jesus. I don't know, man. All right, civilized redneck, stop beating me up, man. Yeah. Now this one I
Right.
like a lot. This is one of my favorites. I don't know if you can see. Louis Vuitton Nouveau Monde. It's Nouveau Monde. This is a good one right here.
I have to check that one out then.
Yeah. It's
Okay, there we go. I can see it now. Yeah.
yeah. It's like a leather oud saffron Oh, it gets very high ratings on Fragrantica. It's amazing. I would say it's one of the best niche fragrances out there. Definitely top five. Up there with
Wow.
Jubilation Man, Jubilation 25, Nouveau Monde, Straight to Heaven.
Do
You
you like
know,
Harad, Neil?
I
who?
definitely got one of
Harad?
them.
Hold on. Oh, that's the tobacco one, right?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
perfume. It's like honey tobacco.
Perfumes de Marley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know, man.
No,
I mean, it's hard to say something bad about them because so many people try them and they get stuck on them and they don't get to really try other stuff. But there's too much hype with Parfumes de Marley.
Yeah, you're not wrong. There's because when I first started, those are
But the
some of the
bottles are nice, man.
yeah.
yeah, those are some of the first niche I tried, and I liked them. But yeah, once you try other niche and I started trying other fragrances,
Yeah.
they don't smell very I mean, they smell high quality and stuff, but I wouldn't. I mean, like at $100, I could see you buying a
Yeah.
bottle, but I wouldn't pay like 150 or anything like that. I think at that price, you more interesting.
I
I
like
like
go.
them when I wear them, but there's other. I like them when I wear them. I reviewed Layton. I did like Layton, but if I'm reaching between that one and another one, I might tend to gravitate towards another fragrance more. Like right now, I've been wearing Black Phantom by Killian a lot. It's one that I do like.
I like Godolphin a lot. Godolphin. They
Godolphin?
say
I
Godolphin.
heard the dolphin smells like Tuscan leather or similar.
Not really, man. Not really.
I tried Tuscan leather and
Yeah. No,
it wasn't really my
it gets compared to a lot of times, but I'm not really that crazy about uh, Tuscan leather. But Godolphin has like a mate tea in it. Something you could. There's something narcotic about it. I don't know how to say it. Like there's something.
something that differentiates it from Tuscan
Yeah, it
leather.
has that leather and raspberry or whatever the hell it is. Hold on. I have one.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to try Tuscan. I mean, I wanted to try the dolphin, but once I got Tuscan leather, and then they told me it smells the same, I was like, well, then if it smells
Yeah.
the same, there's no reason to try Godolphin.
Hey, let us know, fellas, down in the comments. If you guys tried Parfums de Marley, what's your guys' take on it? Any ones that stand out? Have you tried Tuscan Leather? And whoever's in here, if you guys can go ahead and do me a favor, hit the like button on this video right here. Not only that, but check out my channel, Cali Gent. Go ahead and subscribe. The link should be somewhere in the comments. If not, just search me up real quick, Cali Gent, and make sure you drop a like on my boy Cali Reviews video, man.
Yeah, good looking out, man. Yeah,
Thank
hit
you.
that like button, guys. It really helps. It brings more people into the chat, so we can meet more people. And whoever's willing to hop on, we always throw on a new member on here to hop on and join the chat.
Where's my boy 504 Reviews? I wonder if he's still in here.
Yeah, I think he hopped off. I would have messaged them right now. What's this on Facebook? Is he still 504 or does he have a go by?
I think he's still 504. Yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah, so I could message him next time. I'll send him the link. Yeah, like we could keep it usually 4 because once you keep it,
Yeah, 4's cool.
yeah, I've done more before and it doesn't work because
It's
everybody's
crazy.
talking and then you can't hear each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4's kind of like the limit.
Hey, we should do that thing that Matt was talking about, though. Head down there. That would be
Oh,
cool.
I'm with that.
All
Homie, I'm with that.
All
I'm
four
thinking,
reviewers right there. That'd be cool.
where do you
Everyone-
stay at? What city do you stay at?
What city?
Yeah, like where you stay?
Down by Fresno. I live like an hour away from Fresno. It's a small town called Kalinga. It's like really small.
Lingo. Okay, yeah. So you're still a little far from me. So you're still a good 4 hours.
Hmm.
Yeah, but I was gonna say I'm down to do that. Like I mean I'm down pretty much whenever, but when Miami and Matt and everybody has time, I'm thinking it's gonna be around spring, maybe
Oh,
in
okay.
when is that March, something like that. When
I think around there.
yeah, when I'm down to
March,
go
April.
there. Oh yeah, I'll take a few fragrances. You take a few, and we'll check out. Neil knows the area he lives out there, so he'll know the spots,
Yeah.
good perfume places and stuff to go to, and we'll make some content. We'll take we'll make videos or whatever.
Be cool.
Oh yeah, I'm with that. How much you think where do you want to go in? Like on a bus, a plane?
A plane, homie.
Yeah, cause I said a bus gonna take forever, huh? Like 3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm down with that because I'm thinking to go to Florida. What do you think? Like $600 gets you there and back?
How much?
600?
Maybe a little more. I'm not too sure.
Honestly, I never caught a plane, so I don't really know the prices. But yeah, to get one round trip to going back, I'm down with that. We'll go out there, kick it for a while, even hit that beach because I heard that beach is popping through in Miami Beach.
Yeah, that would be dope, bro. I really want to do that, man. I want to go check that out. That would be really cool.
Yeah. If I don't know if does your now we would catch different planes, so we wouldn't even catch the same one because we're too far from each other.
If we went, man, if like we all set it up, I would head over there. Probably leave my car right there. We'd take off together from there.
Yeah, I'm
And
down with that. That's what I'm telling you. So that way we catch the plane together.
yeah, for sure, that'd be cool. And then we just everyone just meet up in Miami.
Yeah,
We could rent a hotel or something like that, and then just go meet up with Miami, do it up.
yeah, I'm down with that. Whenever we get like some type of 3 day weekend thing, 3 4 days. Cause I'm thinking March is when the spring break is, but I know
March,
there's
April.
President's Day on the February or March where there's President's Day where you get 3 days off.
Yeah, something like that. For me, I work in like a mental hospital, so like we have things called swaps. So it's easier
Okay,
for me to
and
get
you
time
get that
off.
ahead of time.
Yeah, somebody will like. So say I swap with you, I'll be working for you type thing, and you're off, but you're still getting paid.
Okay, all right, that
Oh,
sounds
Jesus,
cool.
you work with mental patients?
Yeah.
Hey,
I work.
do they ever get
Hey,
out of hand with you?
There's a lot of times because they're cycling. Some of the specific type of patients I work with, they have like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, borderline. So there's times where they get off their meds, and some of them aren't court ordered to take medication. So they do act out, but it's not necessarily against you. It's just the voices telling them.
Yeah,
oh, are they adults? Are they adults?
Adults, yes. So they
Okay.
yeah.
range
I
anywhere
used
from
to work at I was gonna
18,
tell you. My bad. I
like
was gonna tell you.
there.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you. I used to work at this place. It's a mental hospital, like where you work. But I
Mhm.
wasn't a nurse there. I used to mop, sweep, clean the
Mhm.
garden, stuff like that. And I noticed they were wow loud. Like
Yeah,
sometimes I'll be cutting the weeds and I'll be like mowing the lawn and stuff. And one time I was trimming some plants there, and some guy there goes, "Hey, this is back when I was like fresh out of high school. I was like 19." And some guy goes there, "Stop cutting those plants." And I was like, whatever. So I'm trimming them because that's my job, right? He's like, "You touch those," and then he starts going like this, and I was
yeah.
like, this was like ready to get in a fight right now. And then
Nah,
some
so,
other guy comes running over there. He's like, "Don't engage with him." He's like, "Walk away, walk away." And I was like, "I
yeah.
don't do my job." He's like, "Don't do your job, just walk away." And I just left my tools there and I walked away. And they're like, "Whenever you work," because I had like maybe 2 months there, and they go, "Whenever these situations come up, they go, just stop doing your job and walk away, leave them alone, and somebody else will come control
Yeah.
them." They go, "Don't feel you have to finish your job. You won't get in trouble. Just leave it and walk back outside and let somebody know." And I was like, "All right." And I was like, "How do the nurses deal with this shit when they just fly off the handle?" Like,
Sometimes it's hard because it's like you work with them, you might have a rapport, you work with them on a daily basis, you know what I mean? So most days are good. Most days like, hi, how you doing? We try to build like a therapeutic relationship. So his coping skill might be to play cards. So sometimes, I'll sit down and play cards, or he might want to listen to music. Sometimes, we'll get him the radio, get him situated. But it could change like that. Like, you guys could be chilling, hanging out, and all of a sudden, he sees something that sets him off, or the voices will start to aggravate him, and then it's like a whole different story. So it does suck because sometimes you do have to put him in restraints, and it's never good because the patient can get hurt or your coworkers because whether they're cycling, they're not taking their meds, or just the voices acting out. So it kind of does suck. Like the bad days are really bad, but most of the time, I do really enjoy my job,
You
getting to help
sound like you're
people.
good with them, man. You sound like you're
I
good
try,
with them.
I try to be, man. Like a lot of people ask, like, how can you work like in that environment? But I just try to treat them, like a regular human being. I just try to help them as much as I can and make their time there as easy as possible. Because we're there to service them. That's just how I look at it. So if I can make their day easier by sitting down and playing cards real quick, I'll go ahead and do it. Or just I try to have a good attitude, a good outlook. Just be
yeah,
thankful.
yeah, those jobs. I think once you're there a little while, you kind of you kind of know the ins and outs already. So you grow not necessarily a tolerance, but you know how to deal with it because you're used
Mhm.
to it. So you're used to like all that stuff. Yeah, because when I was there at first, the first time it kind of caught me off guard. But once you're there a little while, you kind of get used to when people do something. You kind of just like, oh, like this person's doing this.
Yeah.
And it's not really as big a deal anymore because
Mhm.
you're prepared for it.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah, I remember
We
some
can.
guys will tell me stories about that. That sometimes some of the people when they go bring them like when they go into the rooms and talk to them, sometimes they'll throw feces at them and stuff.
Yeah.
I was
Mhm.
like, damn, I go, that's crazy.
That's weird because Matt works with those kind of. I think he works with something like that too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've worked with severely emotionally disturbed kids. I
Oh,
was a
I've
teacher.
never got.
Yeah, I was a teacher for many years for severely emotionally disturbed kids,
Mhm.
and yeah, I switched into regular education. After a while, it became too stressful, but I did that for about 15 years. And yeah, they throw chairs, and in high
Mhm.
school they throw chairs, and you have to always physically restrain them.
Yeah.
And back then I was in good shape. I can't do that now, and you have to like pretty much wrestle them down and pull them
Yeah.
down and flip them over. Yeah, that and then they switched the. It used to be you could pull them down and you have them in a seated cradle, and then you just flip them over. But then they said that was too extreme, and then it was like you had to
Mhm.
keep them in a
Like
seated
too
cradle, and
inhumane.
then somebody
Right?
would have to hold their legs.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember the big thing was they would reach for the wrist and twist the wrist like that back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then just hold them while somebody else comes over and
But
restrains
that
them.
wasn't really legal. But everybody did that.
Yeah, that was the goal. Yeah.
Everybody did that, but it wasn't legal. But because yeah, I worked with those kids for many years, and a lot of those women did that, and I'm like, I didn't say anything, but you're not allowed to twist their arms back.
Yeah.
You were never allowed to do that. You're supposed to hold their arms. You were
Yeah.
supposed to, yeah. But everybody took it to the extreme.
Yeah, man. I working with
Your kid
adults and
got a
stuff.
broken arm.
I can only imagine working with children. You know what I mean? Because working with
Yeah,
adults, I find it tough. I can only imagine working with children how stressful it would be. Because like I said,
yeah.
the
One,
bad days, it's bad.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
One
think with
lady, one
children,
lady broke a kid's arm, and she got
Oh,
fired.
yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say, I think with children you have some stuff that's easier and then some stuff that's harder. But like what you said about the person getting fired, Neil. I had that when I was going to UEI to I was training to be I was a dentist assistant, right? But when I was training for it, when I was going to school, there was this teacher. I was like 25, 26. Most students are 21, 22. There's some older, but like 70% of them, 50% of them are younger or younger than what I was. I was 26. And most of it, like more than half of them were younger than me, and maybe 20% were older. But the teacher was like 30, and I was like 26. And there was this one of the teachers in one of the classes that was like 30. She's still like the age of some of the students are 28, 29, so they're around her age. So she went out to party with them at bars and stuff. One of the students took pictures of them drinking and taking shots,
wow.
posted on Facebook, and somehow the UEI people, I guess they follow her Facebook. I don't know what they said. Were you drinking with the students? And she goes, but they're all
uh,
students. Some of these students are older than I am, and they're like, still, you're the teacher. They're students. You don't drink with them, and they fired her. I
oof,
was like, that sucks because that teacher was like a teacher that people had a lot of love for because they're like, she's like one of us. She's not strict. She hangs out with you, and then for being too nice, somebody posted a picture and they got her fired.
damn, that's crazy, man.
That kind of sucks, in my opinion. I was like, that's fucked up.
Civilized redneck said he got punched in the nose the other night.
Oh, he works for mental patients.
I think he's saying they have a lot of dementia patients. Yeah.
But
Oh,
don't dementia patients? It's like when they forget stuff or like they forget where they're at.
When they have dementia, like it depends how severe it is. But we have some when you work with people that have dementia, like they might just forget where they're at currently, or it could be like severely where they don't remember anything. Like, hold up one second. Like it differs from patient to patient, and I've worked with patients who like they'll forget their name like that. They won't know where they're at or anything. But then you just have like certain patients who forget the time of day. They won't be able to remember like long term memory or short term memory. It just differs. Everyone's case is different.
Yeah, everybody. Yeah, it depends how chronic it is.
Mhm.
I hear you. That's crazy. Yeah, that's working in hospitals and stuff. You see a lot of things. You see, I've been in hospital not working there, but I've been in hospital just as a patient where you're there a week or two, and you see all
Yeah.
kinds of shit goes down, all kinds of crazy things. You see people showing up with half their head missing, like or fucking people that have been whatever, like in all kinds of crazy situations. This person just broke their leg in 10 places, and just by watching, you're like, oh, you're like, I can imagine the people that work here, like it's hectic. I'm here 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I can imagine the people that've been here years working.
Nah,
You get
I
used
know,
to it,
man.
man. You get used to it.
Yeah, yeah, I
It
believe
becomes
that.
it becomes normal after a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
it
becomes,
does.
yeah, I
So
believe you get used to
another
things that
day,
people are not
another
used to
dollar.
seeing. Yeah,
Mhm.
things that people are not used to seeing, to you they're just another day.
Yeah.
I
Exactly,
believe
man.
that. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Hey, mm-hmm.
when I first went into teaching, uh, one school called me and they wanted me to work with with these kids, but they're mentally retarded, but like severely mentally retarded, and they punched themselves in the head.
Oh yeah, that's hard,
Oh
man.
man, I
So,
can't work with that shit. I
mm.
was there for an hour. I was like, damn, this is freaking depressing, man.
I worked
Can
with
you even
you know
take
what?
care of
Because
it?
they can't speak. They can't speak, and they're just and they're slobbering.
Hey.
Yeah, watch guys.
Ah.
Right now we kind of got off course a little bit and stuff. It looks like the stream's over, so we'll keep
All right, man.
chatting offline. I'm gonna just end the live stream, and we'll just keep our conversation going with us.
All right, cool.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for all the support, everybody that showed up and watched. Go hit that like button and tune in on Sunday for our next live stream. Next time we'll try to keep it to an hour and a half. And thanks for showing your support. Really appreciate it, guys. And I'll check you guys out next time.
Is there anybody watching?